What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 34 of the Taste Cast, our weekly podcast where we talk about random topics, or watch things, react to them. And my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
A quick reminder to play Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry, Just Cause 3, and our game of the month is Payday 2. Play all three of those. Come back at the end of the month for Plus Club, Taste Cast. We'll be talking about our impressions of them. Come back, let us know yours. And as you might notice, there's just two of us today. Me and Chevy. We actually ran into some scheduling conflict with Chris. His schedule's not what he expected. And then Josh also, schedule wasn't what he expected. So, we had a whole episode planned out, but we're just gonna go back to basics, talk about what we've been playing, and watch a couple of videos. There's actually some of these videos that I feel like we missed. A couple of games I haven't even really heard of. That we're going to go back and watch. So if you haven't heard of them, great. And if you have, sit around and hear what we have to say and let us know what you think about these as well.
Also, there's a chance I might think of something else for us to watch too in the process. So this is kind of on the fly.
Yeah, and if we have enough time, which I think we are gonna go back and watch the last Warframe dev stream because we missed it. We've actually been kind of falling behind on them. Maybe we can make it a little more regular for us to be reacting to the dev streams because we are avid Warframe fans.
Okay.
So we start every Taste Cast with what we've been playing. Mm-hmm. So, and now that we're doing Taste Cast weekly, that should shorten it up a bit, which will be nice.
Yeah.
Because originally we did every 2 weeks, and that would make it just our lists grow and grow and grow. We'd spend like an hour just talking about what we've been playing.
Right.
So since the last time we talked, I'm still playing a lot of Fortnite. I know you are as well.
Yep.
Still really digging it.
Almost the second town.
Yeah.
I know you.
I am at the second place. I just got there. I haven't done the defense yet, though, because I'm building what looks like a sci-fi fucking base now that I know how all the things work. I have, like, all upgraded stuff, so everything looks really, nice and smooth. And then on the corners, I have these weird, structures that are really interesting looking. You'll have to see it. But yeah, I want to build it up way better because when I first started the game, and I was just kind of figuring out the game, I just built a shitty base. So
they recently, when they last time they patched the game as of recording this, they had to wipe everyone's
bases past the first area.
Yeah. So a lot of people got kind of pissed off about that because they had, spent all this time, and I didn't really grasp that myself because, like you said, the first base is mostly just kind of, slapped together because you're learning how to play the game and whatnot. So even though I don't necessarily agree with them being upset about it, I do understand it more now, but at the same time, the game is in early access, man. Things are going to change. So.
Well, it's funny too because I get why they're upset.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be upset in their case, but I understand why they are. But the thing is, for me, is I would actually have the opposite reaction, just because unless they really got dedicated, but because my first area was so janky, if they allowed me, if they refunded me all my resources and allowed me to start over again, I'd make it better than it was. And I actually like the building in the game, so it's kind of a Zen-like thing in any type of game like that where you can build things. I completely
agree.
Yeah, I like to just kind of zone out and start making something cool.
Well, it's actually kind of funny because it reminds me of when we used to play Minecraft. I'm definitely not so much a builder. I'm more of a resource gatherer. So it always worked out for us because I'd run around and I just collect stuff while you were building.
Yep.
And it was just like you had just said, Zen-like. For both of us in that regard. So this game has a very similar feel in that regard. Though I was going to say, I don't know if you can share resources, but yeah, you can drop them. So
yeah, I mean, you can drop weapons too. So I'm wondering, that's not really quite on topic, but I was thinking about that. I wonder if you could just if you had the schematic for a weapon somebody else wanted, if you could craft it and drop it for them. I don't see why you couldn't.
If someone doesn't tell us by the time we test it, we'll have to test it. So.
Yeah, because it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because I have that legendary shotgun.
Yeah, I have a sniper rifle, a pistol, and a knife. So.
Yeah. Another thing I want to talk about with that game is there's been reviews coming out for it, and most of them are pretty positive. They all kind of say the same things, though. They say it's a good game, it's a fun game. but a lot of people are kind of complaining about the free-to-play aspect of it, which I think is really interesting. Somebody that Josh reads, it's like Ars Technica or something. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I've heard of them,
Yeah, I've vaguely heard of them, and I'm sure anybody watching this probably like, oh, you don't know that? I don't know it. They were saying that it is like the epitome of like how free to play can be done wrong. Essentially, they're saying there's like a huge paywall to it. They don't like that when you put down traps, you can't pick them back up, which doesn't bother me because that's kind of the gamble of the game. You get traps that you can use once, which I always see as bonus. But the schematics, you just rebuild the trap. That's part of the game. And the traps you build at your base are permanent until they get broken. I mean, that's part of the... I mean, if everything you built just stayed on forever, it would be convenient, but you'd lose the aspect of the constant crafting and resource gathering. You to a point, like, you'd be done with the game so quickly.
I think that last sentence really kind of strikes hard because I think a lot of people... This game is a time sink. Mm-hmm. It's what it is.
It's designed for you to keep playing it.
It is not an instant gratification game.
No.
Like even like a match is not like quick.
No, they can last like 45 minutes.
Yeah, so I think they're playing the wrong game. I don't agree with the worst free to play model at all. In fact, I think it's probably one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Mostly because even though there are rarities and all this different gear and stuff like that, and it is all randomly, given to you, I have never been in a position in that game yet where using a lower rarity item has put me in a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing a higher one's doing for you is giving you some more perks. But like I've run out of weapons and it, like auto equipped a common quality weapon. I was still able to fight. So
which is important in a free play game, that they're not essentially incentivizing you to have to spend money to progress or enjoy the game.
If anything, it just slows down you using more ammo. I mean, that's the worst case there.
And that's with any game, though. If you pick up a white in a game you paid for versus a higher end weapon, it's going to be more powerful. So they're not really in the wrong in that aspect. And like you said, the stats are going to be a little better or whatever, but it's more about what the upgrades are later. But you still have to invest the time to get the experience to level up whatever you're leveling up. So
it's very MMO like in like its progression speed. So I think they were looking for a faster paced game, and then that's not what they got. But I don't really, like you said, I don't follow this website at all, and so like their credibility to me is like virtually nothing.
Well, it's like if Kotaku came out and said this game sucks, I'd be like, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Because it's Kotaku. They like to say things that are the opposite of most people's opinions because that's like you to click on their links.
Well, they are formerly of Gawker. So
yeah, and I mean they're the Fox News of fucking video game journalism. So
they mostly do opinion pieces.
If you want, it's always something. Like if you look at their comments on Twitter, it's always like down there. People are just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, what do you like? The people who follow them are like sick of them and don't get it.
Except for in their comment section, on their actual articles.
But well, on Twitter, fucking those people are fucking up their ass. But you don't have to necessarily be a follower of them to comment
just,
or reply.
Retweeted it and but
it's predominantly just people who are just like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? And they know who the hell they are.
Yeah.
But anyway, Fortnite's awesome. I'm still playing it a lot. Still really enjoying it. I actually upgraded from the $60 one to like the $85 version, which essentially was just, they just were like, you can pay this much extra to go to that version. So I did, which gave me a code that I gave Chris, which was beneficial because I wanted him to play it. He didn't want to pay for it, which I understood. I've been very adamant about, if you don't want to pay for it, it's going to come out, it's going to be free to play. So I get if people want to play it or pay for it. But yeah, I'm digging it. I've put in a shitload of hours into it, more than I put into a lot of games, and I'm really enjoying it. Anything else you want to say on Fortnite?
No, I mean, you pretty much said it. It's very enjoyable. You do have to just emphasize again, it is a time sink. Yeah. So you have to have time to play it. Not quite Civ time sink, but you are gonna generally if I'm gonna sit down and play Fortnite, I'm playing it for the day. Yeah. It's hard to just casually play.
I can't come home and play a match like last Saturday I was like, I'm gonna play Fortnite.
I have an easier time spending less time in Final Fantasy 12 than I do in Fortnite.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely an investment. Yeah, really fun. Other games I've been playing, played more Rainbow Six Siege. I still really am enjoying that. Apparently there's an update coming out. It's going to be changing how servers are done, which is really interesting. They're going to be making it so they're actually servers and not being hosted by the people who are playing Dedicated servers for Terrorist Hunt and the multiplayer, which is exciting for me because when I get into a Terrorist Hunt match, which I like to play a lot of times. I mean, the other day I was playing with somebody and there's some kid that was hosting it. And you couldn't hear who he was talking to. But he's like, I can't quit because if I quit, they'll get kicked out. They'll be mad at me. He's like, I can't do it. So like we kept finishing it. And then the next match, like 2 seconds in, he's like, I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry. And just like ended. And everybody got kicked. I was like, at least he gave it.
I will say, it sounds like you're super nice about it.
He was fighting for it. But still, like, and that was the best example because most time I'll be in the middle of doing something that's like fucking host is left and you just get kicked. I'm like, okay, cool. So I for one am excited for them to be doing some kind of dedicated servers because it'll add consistency. It's also supposed to add better connections. People with shittier connections aren't going to be hosting for people, which is nice. I ran into a couple instances with lag. So yeah, I think that's a good thing. And then they're pretty much just doing a bunch of fixes to the game.
As much as I would like to say that all games should do dedicated servers, I understand why a lot of games don't because upkeep is expensive.
Sure.
So
I just don't think originally, and as everybody's seen, when Siege first came out, it did okay, and then it got popular afterwards. And after that, they're like, fuck, like, let's make a year two. And now they're like, we need to make people want to stay and get our server shit under control. So I don't think they're expecting this much excitement. I mean, it's like 20 million people are playing that game.
That's awesome.
Which is a shitload of people, which is great. And it's like multiple million people, I forgot what it was, playing per day. So it's not unhealthy at all. Like, you'll always have people to play with.
Yeah.
So with the dedicated servers, it's just going to make the community better, which is awesome.
For sure.
Which is exciting for me because I'm playing it right now. So I'm enjoying it, and it's going to get better during the time I'm playing because I have a lot of games I play, and I'm always bouncing around. So I'm glad it's happening while I'm playing it. Team killing, haven't been experiencing as much of that as I was originally, but I still see it all the time. But yeah,
hopefully they address that.
Yeah. I think I'm like level fucking 24 now, which is nice. I spent a day the other day going from like level 13 to level 21, so I played pretty consistently then. But I'm loving that game. It's awesome. And then what else have I played? Lawbreakers. I just bought, as of recording, Lawbreakers today. I think today is the day it came out. Or it came out yesterday. Technically yesterday,
it's early, late, take your pick word.
But yeah, so it just came out. There's fucking some pretty significant server problems right now. But that game is awesome. It's $30 because a couple people like have asked me like, oh, it's a $60 game. No, $30. It's fucking $30. It is a modern day arena shooter in the best way possible. It feels just like an arena shooter with things kind of like Overwatch. I'm not going to compare it to Overwatch because it keeps getting compared to Overwatch because everybody for some reason thinks any game with set characters with moves is an Overwatch thing.
People think every game that comes out is comparable to a Blizzard game.
Yeah. Or, I mean, fucking people are like, well, that just comes from Halo and blah. Like, dude, there's so many ideas floating around, and the people who made Lawbreakers have a pedigree and back playing or making fucking Unreal Tournament. Yeah. So I mean, like, it is absolutely first and foremost an arena shooter. But the only thing that's comparable to like Overwatch or any other game that has random chests that you get at the end of matches is it has that, and actually has quite a bit, and the outfits and all that shit really cool, really nice. Cool looking. The skins for the guns, there was like one that was like black with gold lining and shit. I was like, that's dope. It looked really Renaissance like. It's right up my alley. And then there's some dude with like a kabuki like samurai outfit, and it was all red, gold, and black.
Does the game have bot support?
I don't know. I don't think so.
That's gonna be a hard sell for me.
Yeah. Well, and I keep emphasizing it's $30, so it's a really, really fucking good deal. So far, I played multiple matches and really liking it. I like most of the classes, even the classes I'm not into. I still get. I still think they're good classes. If that makes sense. Obviously, it's gonna make sense to you. But yeah, it's just really fun, really fast paced. All the characters are really well thought out. It feels balanced. has an emphasis on anti-gravity, so most of the characters have some kind of mobility move, whether they fly, double jump, triple jump. One of the characters actually, when you hit, I believe, L1, turns into a jet. So like they at first take off slowly, then start fucking flying. But when you turn, your screen actually will tilt like this, like you're in a jet and shit. So you make these really sharp corners, like you turn like on a fucking dime. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Something I haven't seen in an FPS before. Mm-hmm. They also have like a grenade that looks like they're just shooting missiles. They throw a grenade and just like all these like balls that just hit and explode on impact.
You'll have to stream that game.
Yeah. Well, I plan on it. I want to play it right now. It's really fucking cool though. I'm really liking it. I'm really happy for fucking Cliffy B because he's been hyping this for so long. He left Epic to make this company and this game. I'm stoked for him because this guy has so much talent and he's been stuck making Gears of War, which he made for so long because it was popular, it was making money, and I'm sure like most developers and directors and all that shit, you get tired and get stagnant. So I'm glad he was able to get out, go back to what he does, which is, you know, just really cool first-person shooters, and he did it, and it's awesome. So hopefully, he's kind of a cocky asshole, so I'm sure he's very happy about it, but he should be. And on top of that, talking about the $30 mark, another game I have not played, but I'm looking into playing is Hellblade. Also just came out, $30 as well, so you can get 2 dope-ass games for $60 right now, which is insane.
It's funny when that game first came out, or when we first looked at it, you know, when it came out. I know like the concern was there, you know, $30. You know, is there going to be a problem with it? And then all day today, while we were at work, I kept reading things about people saying like the game's really challenging. I guess like if you die too many times, this might be a downfall for some people, but. I guess it'll just delete your save.
Really?
Save, start over. Yeah.
I heard it's challenging.
Yeah. So, risk, you know, versus reward, or it's not even a reward. I don't think it's just like you need to stay alive type of thing.
I keep seeing Dark Souls getting pulled up with it. People talking about it, yeah, comparing it.
Well, and I think if it is as hard as that, and if it's got that kind of like, you know, hardcore mode, you know, type of thing going on with it, I think that's the right audience for it at that point. I hope, because you said the review came out, and I got a 9.
It's getting 9s and 8s.
Yeah, I hope it does well then, because like I remember when this game first came out when we watched it when it got revealed at E3, and they didn't have the graphics quite cleaned up yet. And it looks kind of funky.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I forgot it was that game.
And then the last E3 that we watched, and they showed it again, and super clean looking, really good mocap. I was like, wow, this game came a long ways.
No, I mean it, and I've said it before, but this game looks on par with the best looking games out there, and looks better than most games.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful looking game.
And the emotion in the face is crazy.
Well, I mean, it's Ninja Theory, so Andy Serkis, mocap, all that shit makes sense. The thing I find really intriguing about it, though, is somebody who's kind of into like darker things, is it has a really dark atmosphere to it. There's a lot of really creepy imagery in it, and it seems like it has a more cerebral and deeper story to it than what you would get from a normal action game. And in fact, one of the articles I was reading about, or reviews I was reading for it, was saying that it's really interesting to see somebody, typically psychosis, or like someone with like schizophrenia or something like that, don't want to necessarily say the same thing, typically are portrayed as villains because it adds to them being crazy, or just creates them being crazy without good writing. But the main character having that and using that as a storyline arc, but also as a gameplay element, is really interesting, kind of a bold decision to make. Something that you don't really see in games at all.
I don't think they have once.
People keep saying to play this game with surround sound or headphones because the audio was designed as a gameplay element to hear in different directions. Certain puzzles will actually use it. And then there's a lot of visual things you'll see because she has some kind of psychosis going on.
I'll say if you do buy it, it's a good thing you have good headphones.
Is that episode 34? Yeah, can you hear me that?
Yeah. One of these days I'll actually know what fucking episode we're on.
I always pretty much guess that. I just fucking
34, yeah.
34. Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry,
Mm-hmm.
Payday 2, and Just Cause 3. What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 34 of the Taste Cast, our weekly podcast where we talk about random topics, or watch things, react to them, and yeah, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And a quick reminder to play Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry, Just Cause 3, and our game of the month is Payday 2. Play all three of those. Come back at the end of the month for Plus Club, Taste Cast. We'll be talking about our impressions of them. Come back, let us know yours. And as you might notice, there's just two of us today. Me and Chevy. We actually ran into some scheduling conflict with Chris. His schedule's not what he expected. And then Josh also, schedule wasn't what he expected. So we had a whole episode planned out. But we're just gonna go back to basics, talk about what we've been playing, and watch a couple of videos. There's actually some of these videos that I feel like we missed.
Yeah.
A couple of games I haven't even really heard of that we're gonna go back and watch. So if you haven't heard of them, great. And if you have, sit around and hear what we have to say, and let us know what you think about these as well.
Also, there's a chance I might think of something else for us to watch too in the process. So this is kind of on the fly.
Yeah, and if we have enough time, which I think we are gonna go back and watch the last Warframe dev stream because we missed it. We've actually been kind of falling behind on them. Maybe we can make it a little more regular for us to be reacting to the dev streams because we are avid Warframe fans.
Okay.
Yeah, so we start every Taste Cast with what we've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
So and now that we're doing Taste Cast weekly, that should shorten it up a bit, which will be nice.
Yeah.
Because originally we did every 2 weeks, and that would make it just our lists grow and grow and grow. We'd spend like an hour just talking about what we've been playing.
Right.
So since the last time we talked, I'm still playing a lot of Fortnite. I know you are as well.
Yep.
Still really digging it.
Almost the second town.
Yeah.
I know you.
I am at the second place. I just got there. I haven't done the defense yet though, because I'm building what looks like a sci-fi fucking base now that I know how all the things work. I have like all upgraded stuff, so everything looks really like nice and smooth. And then on the corners I have these weird like structures that are really interesting looking. You'll have to see it. But yeah, I want to build it up way better because when I first started the game and I was just kind of figuring out the game, I just built a shitty base. So
they recently, when they last time they patched the game as of recording this, they had to wipe everyone's
bases past the first area.
Yeah. So a lot of people got kind of pissed off about that because they had spent all this time, and I didn't really grasp that myself because, like you said, the first base is mostly just kind of slapped together because you're learning how to play the game and whatnot. So even though I don't necessarily agree with them being upset about it, I do understand it more now. But at the same time, the game is in early access, man. Things are gonna change. So
well, it's funny too because I get why they're upset.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be upset in their case, but
I
understand why they are. But the thing is, for me, is I would actually have the opposite reaction, just because unless they like really got dedicated, but like because my first area was so janky, like if they allowed me, if they refunded me all my resources and allowed me to start over again, I'd make it better than it was. And I actually like the building in the game, so it's kind of a Zen-like thing in any type of game like that where you can build things.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I like to just kind of just zone out and start making something cool.
Well, it's actually kind of funny because it reminds me of like when we used to play Minecraft. I'm definitely like not so much a builder. I'm more of like a resource gatherer. So it always worked out for us because like I'd run around and I just like collect stuff while you were building, and it was just like you had just said, Zen-like. for both of us in that regard. So this game has a very similar feel in that regard. Though I was gonna say I don't know if you can share resources, but yeah, you can drop them. So
Yeah, I mean, you can drop weapons too, so I'm wondering. I mean, that's not really quite on topic, but I was thinking about that. Like, I wonder if you could just, like, if you had the schematic for a weapon somebody else wanted, if you could craft it and drop it for them. I don't see why you couldn't.
if someone doesn't tell us by the time we test it, we'll have to test it. So
Yeah, because it'd be kind of cool.
yeah,
Because I have that legendary shotgun.
yeah, I have a sniper rifle, a pistol, and a knife. So.
Yeah. Another thing I want to talk about with that game is there's been reviews coming out for it, and most of them are pretty positive. They all kind of say the same things, though. They say it's a good game, it's a fun game, but a lot of people are kind of complaining about the free-to-play aspect of it, which I think is really interesting. Somebody that Josh reads, it's like Ars Technica or something. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, I've vaguely heard of them, and I'm sure anybody watching this probably like, oh, you don't know that? I don't know it. They were saying that it is like the epitome of like how free to play can be done wrong. Essentially, they're saying there's like a huge paywall to it. They don't like that when you put down traps, you can't pick them back up, which doesn't bother me because that's kind of the gamble of the game. You get traps that you can use once, which I always see as bonus. But the schematics, you just rebuild the trap. That's part of the game, and the traps you build at your base are permanent until they get broken. I mean, that's part of I mean, if everything you built just stayed on forever, I mean, it would be convenient, but you'd lose the aspect of the constant crafting and resource gathering. You to a point like you'd be done with the game so quickly.
I think that last sentence really kind of strikes hard because I think a lot of people. This game is a time sink. Mm-hmm. It's what it is.
It's designed for you to keep playing it.
It is not an instant gratification game. No. Like even like a match is not like quick.
No, they can last like 45 minutes.
Yeah. So I think they're playing the wrong game. I don't agree with the worst free to play model at all. In fact, I think it's probably one of the better ones. Yeah. Mostly because even though there are rarities and all this different gear and stuff like that, and it is all randomly, given to you. I have never been in a position in that game yet where using a lower rarity item has put me in a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing a higher one's doing for you is giving you some more perks, but like I've run out of weapons and it like auto equipped a common quality weapon. I was still able to fight. So
which is important in a free play game, that they're not essentially incentivizing you to have to spend money to progress or enjoy the game. I couldn't use it.
Yeah, well, I know when I was on the subreddit, someone said that when they logged in, they had like 278 legacy chests. They're like, this is going to take me all night to open all these. But, well, I don't have to now. They're all just in your inventory.
At least they gave them something.
But it's kind of cool. The new card system, you have your common, your different rarities of cards, right? And if you're playing the player versus player part of it, what it says on the card, the way you get it is the way the card works. But in the player versus the bots, or whether you're doing solo or co-op, you can actually level the cards up to make them stronger. So it makes you a stronger person when you're not playing as people. So I imagine then you can do the harder difficulties and make it an easier time eventually. But the way that the new system works, like the old system, essentially you built a deck, you'd go in, and when you'd kill minions and other heroes, you would get card EXP, and you would spend that card EXP to equip cards. And that was the old system. The new system now is you get money for kills. You spend that money on stats, which is in 3 categories. One's essentially, health and strength. The other one is what is it? It's like attack, vitality, or strength, vitality, and intelligence. Those are 3 stats. And you spend gold in those, and it levels that stat up. And whatever level that stat is, cards will require certain things. So like my first card takes 1 intelligence level, right? Okay. And that card gives me a passive health and mana regeneration. Super slow, but that's what it gives me. There are certain cards that will take like 5 intelligence and 3 attack, or 2 defense, 2 attack, 4 intelligence, stuff like that. So you really can work. It seems like more customizable builds for your characters now than it used to be, and it sounds complicated, but in practice, it's actually super simple, which is nice.
I would say it sounds really fun, complicated.
Also, the gems, the way they work is you can equip up to 6 gems, and depending on what level the stat, like I play gadget a lot, so mostly intelligence stuff. So I picked 5 intelligence gems. The higher my level is in intelligence, it'll raise this bar and it'll eventually hit gems, which are permanent stat increases for that match. So that's just those essentially passives that you can equip as well. That'll happen as you're just playing, and then you'll have cards, which depending on your match, you can go, okay, I feel like I need this. And some cards are consumable. Some cards give you moves. It's super customizable now. I was really overwhelmed when I first hopped in, and now playing it, I'm like, this is really cool. Like, you can really be like, this is my gadget versus this person's gadget. At least that's the way it feels.
Which is cool. That's something that I already really liked about Paragon in the first place anyways. It felt like there's some more individuality to unlocking cards and making up your builds or whatever. So this sounds like it's just adding to that, which is nice, because that's literally the one thing that really pulls me into it as a MOBA versus other MOBAs, aside from it being third person, the action looking better and the graphics looking way fucking better.
They also added more progression to the game, which I'm sure you'll be thrilled to hear.
Yep.
Originally, characters had 10 ranks. That's it. And those ranks took forever to get.
Oh, yeah.
Now I think there's like 13 ranks. But there's also 10 levels within each rank, and as you hit each level, you get something. So you level 10 times and then rank, versus just going through this huge bar to rank.
Okay. That makes sense.
Those ranks are broken into pieces now, and each
which will make it seem faster.
Give you stuff.
Yeah. No, that's way fucking better. That's awesome, because it was super fun. It sucks, because I played the fuck out of this game when it first came out. I got to like level 20 something, played for hours and hours and hours and hours. Huh?
You get to keep all that.
I know, but I don't get all the things I would have got if I would have done that now.
You should do.
So those levels
it's
that
all
I got,
retro, so it'll be thrown into your consumables.
Well,
yeah.
fuck, I can't complain then.
Because when I hopped in, I was almost had almost ranked up or whatever with gadget, and I went in and I was almost they converted it. Obviously, I was almost rank 2, so all the rank 1 rewards I had. So,
You'll have to log in and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to play that. Anything else you've been playing?
Just quick mention, I'm still playing Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. The only reason I even bring it up is the day this episode airs, their Nier Automata event begins. And if you play this game, this is a limited event. So the characters are only available during the event and not after, unlike other events they hold. So if you're looking for Nier characters in that game, you have this opportunity only. So.
So get those Nier things.
Yeah.
I don't play it, so I don't know.
Now, at this point, anyone hopping in, they'd have to spend money to get enough summons to really worry about it. But
Yeah.
it's essentially gambling without being gambling. That's how the game works. It's just, if you put the time in, you don't have to spend money. So.
Sounds like a lot of free play things.
Yeah.
As you guys probably noticed, earlier in the video, we actually had some technical difficulties. The audio was coming through the camera, not through the mics. We fixed it now, so hopefully, it wasn't too bad. I'm sure it was fine. But yeah, so we're going to get into a couple videos real quick. We're going to be watching, first off, a video for a game called Hunt Showdown, which apparently is a PvP Monster Hunter game. So the first thing I'm thinking of is like, what was that 5-player...
Evolve.
I'm thinking that. The reason I pulled this is because, first off, it popped up on GameSpot, and apparently there's a really interesting story behind why the game's development has shifted, I guess, since it was originally conceived. And it's been struggling, but I guess they're kind of got their footing, so they're actually developing this game still. And secondly, it's a Crytek game. Crytek's actually making this game, which something we've been covering for a while now is Crytek's problems with paying developers and being really shady about a lot of things, which is kind of shitty for me to hear because I actually really like Crytek. I think their engine is amazing and underutilized. So yeah, I thought it would be interesting. We haven't watched this at all. I've never even fucking heard of this game. So yeah, let's check it out. And play.
Just checked out Hunt, Horrors of the Gilded Age, a new third-person shooter.
Apparently they're showing stuff early on from when they first announced the game back in 2014.
Austin was making a web-based game called Hunt, and the idea was you had 4 friends go in, cooperative play, randomly generated levels. It was pretty bare bones back then, but they had a playable level, and that's
It's a
what we
good-looking
showed.
game.
4-player versus environment, third person, so it was a very different game. It was more like Left 4 Dead, an action brawler.
I would say
You just
Vindictus,
blaze your way
yeah,
through
for sure.
zombie hordes.
You're shooting everything in your way, and you're very much on a track, moving forward, trying to get to the next
Seen that
phase.
guy before.
They worked their asses off on that, and they've produced some really, really fantastic stuff.
Crytek went through, let's say, difficult time, so we had to restructure the company.
Are they not? No?
Unfortunately, that meant the closure of the Austin studio, and we moved Hunt then back to Frankfurt, where the main offices are. It took us, I think, 3 to 4 months to look at the game, look at the potential of the game, getting into the designs, getting into the implementation, seeing to what level we could take it. There was a game there. It was just a very different game to what the core competency in Frankfurt has been.
I really like the
4 days ago, NASA picked up a high-frequency
like Western
signal
feel. I
emanating
like seeing
from
the
center of the mountain.
Winchester
Frankfurt Studio
Right.
has always
type
been
guns.
making the Crisis games. It's been making the Far Cry game before. This is where the first-person shooter skill set lies.
Locate and evacuate.
We've done really realistic
Crisis,
games
I
in the
love
past,
you.
visually, sandboxy games where you can freely pick your path and walk through the environment and be creative in it. And we try to go more in this direction.
Keep the same name, same sort of setting and era, but the game would essentially be rebooted from the beginning.
That is a hard decision to make, and that was not one we did very lightly. You have to match the project with the team. And if the team brings a certain amount of skill set, but the project requires a different skill set, either you need to now adapt to that, which means you need to hire specialists that fill the gap, or retrain people, or you change the project. And we opted for changing the project.
It's kind of an interesting thing to hear. It makes sense, but you don't really hear developers talk about when they rethink a game.
What we
Yeah,
wanted
well,
to
and
achieve with Hunt in the long term was
It's always
sustained tension for players, so that
crappy,
they're
you know,
never
when you
really
get into
sure
a
quite
position
what
where,
is
like,
going to happen.
Essentially development hell.
It's an
Where
anticipation.
it's just,
You're out
there's
there
an
in the
idea,
woods,
but it's
you're
not
alone
being
in the dark.
realized.
The environment
Yeah.
seems to be a
You have
threat
to
to you.
make a tough
You hear
decision to
things, but you
get
don't
to
know
go
what it
forward.
is.
There's some
Hunt is
games
not
that were finished that
necessarily
I
a game
kind
that
of
relies
wish
on
they
jump
would have
scares. It is not a linear
reconfigured,
horror
rethought.
experience. You have
Namely,
to think about it more as a
Battleborn
game where you and your friends
being a pay-for
rely on your
game.
senses.
Right.
Did I hear anything? Did I see any movement?
A large important part of the game is the fear of loss.
Someone might be watching me right now. If I take this one wrong step, I'm going to lose everything.
You're trying to look for something, you don't know what's around you, and if you step on a twig, you're fucked, man. Something's gonna happen.
You're fucked.
The game is set basically at the last half of the 19th century.
This is a
Primarily
fucking
in
gorgeous game,
Louisiana.
though.
We have a large open world map. Players can pick the number of targets that they want to try to track down.
You can decide on the fly how you want to play the mission. Do you go in for a particular target? Do you want to kill all targets? Are you there only to hunt the players?
For example, it's a valid strategy to let one team do the work, and you can stalk them along and wait until they get the reward from the mission, try to take it off them.
In our game, you can play it in any way you want to, but normally reckless players are dead players.
You will face AI enemies. At the same time, you will face other players. Your decision, your actions in the game will be either beneficial for you, if you are quiet, if you're carefully about your steps, or can create a lot of danger to you.
Be very, very quiet.
So like DayZ with objectives.
That's what it
The bosses
sounds
have
like.
left traces in the maps, and that means that also people are looking for the same tracks and they're going after the same stuff, and you're gonna encounter other players there.
You're way too visible now. Get some cover.
You're trying to follow the track of the boss you're hunting down, and all of a sudden you're hearing that thing that sticks out that you know is not AI.
you see birds rising up somewhere. Oh, maybe player triggered them. You hear some distant gunshots. You see some flashes in the woods.
And that is the moment where you go like, okay, buddy, as a player, I heard somebody reloading. Somebody's fiddling with some lock. Somebody's opening a gate. Somebody walked too close to some dog kennel. There's somebody around me, and I don't know where it is.
So the resupply center is over here.
Your voice is casted out in a proximity around you. So
In a game that's
if you're
just
too far away
PvP,
from your partner, suddenly they
I really
can't hear
appreciate
you.
that the game is
If you're
actually
too
like
close to an enemy,
realistically
suddenly
dark
they can.
and reliant on light, because a lot of games they have like the nighttime that you can
And
see
the most
perfectly in.
scary
And it's
moments
fine,
of this
but
game is
I really
when I'm
dig
in
like
some dark bush somewhere,
Bohemia
I'm
Interactive's
hiding around,
engine
and I'm
and
just
how they
hearing people
handle
moving,
realistic
talking.
lighting. It gives a lot of tension.
And I don't want to move. If I make the wrong call, I'm dead immediately.
I also noticed that they said that you have proximity chat, which also
We have like this
reminds me
concept of
DayZ
the
again.
darkness, it's
Or
like the
Halo.
detective mode, the dark side mode,
Too.
where you can kind of see like the weird things happening in the world.
It's a bit like Star Wars, when you can feel the Force, right? Because you can see things in the environment. It's going to benefit you on your way to track the monsters.
Visually, this also reminds me of The Evil Within. Only better looking.
So you're actually at the boss. It's the boss fight. Alright, man. The spider's gonna be in here.
I don't know if you can play this game or not.
There's no way.
Then you
I think
have
it's fucking
heal,
cool though. Like it actually looks like it'd be like
the
scary
vanishing
as
phase.
fuck. Like
the
for
vanishing phase
multiple
is a
people.
defensive mission. It takes a little bit
It's kind of hard
time
to
open the
get
portal help and send
horror
the
to
boss
work
back,
for multiple people when
which
you're
will
playing at the same
send a signal
time.
to the whole
Right.
map. Somebody is doing something over there. We call
It's
it the
kinda neat.
hunter becomes the hunted.
It is definitely way more up your alley.
Yeah.
The PvP and
Well, and
horror
the
theme
PvP is
that's
cool,
from
but
Now you need to get a
I
fuck
almost
out of
hope you
Bosch.
can play this just with friends too, without other people.
We're quick, the other guys are still behind us.
I'm just surprised Crytek's making something right now. Like I thought they were dead.
Take off my headphones after a play session, and I'm just, you know, I'm looking around and I'm catching my breath.
We're here with Magnus and Chris, and we're going to be talking about Hunt Showdown.
This is the kind of game that I enjoy playing, and I think that's probably the best situation to be in when you're working on something.
Being able
Would
to
hope
work
so.
on the product you would really like to play yourself day in and out. This is a great opportunity.
This game was all about gameplay. It was gameplay first from day one on, and we played very ugly looking maps that were just gray boxes most of the time until it was fun.
When you talk about your game and then you say it will be intense, it will be risk reward and stuff like that, yeah, that's what producers and people say, right, when they do a game. But seeing people that are not Crytek and you will hear a lot of people saying fuck and like dude and what the fuck.
Well, how can I play this? I want to play this.
There's nothing
It's really cool to
quite
hear
like
that
it out there.
they
I mean,
played on like
it's-
gray
it's-
maps and
for
stuff
somebody
until
who
the
plays a
game
lot
was
of
fun.
games,
Because
I
it's
mean, this is a
important.
unique
That's not just
game.
about the visuals.
Crytek has a reputation for these visual things and the visual fidelity and stuff, but everybody here is a gamer. So within the team, there couldn't be more agreement upon making a fun game.
I remember what one of the videos was now. It was the other. There was a game that
Achieved with
that
CryEngine.
either was or is coming out. That's supposed to be like Monster Hunter for PC. I can't remember the name.
Start with a D.
Yeah. Anyways,
I actually, you know, going into this not knowing what the game was at all, obviously knowing it's a first-person shooter though, this game looks awesome. I'm actually kind of excited for it. I was a little worried it was gonna be like Evolve because you know that game's neat and if you're into it, that's cool. It's not really my style of game though. I played it for a little bit and it just became a whole lot of chasing after people over and over and over again. But this looks cool. I like that it's essentially you're hunting down certain things and fighting other people who are doing the same thing. I'm hoping there'll be a way to play this in some kind of like closed server where you can just play with your friends. But yeah, the game's gorgeous. The guns look great. The way they shoot looks really good. Yeah, I want to see more on this. And I actually am glad they did the dev diary to explain kind of the development of the game because I don't even remember hearing about this back in 2014. So
It also offers transparency for, especially if there are people following it back in.
And they're expecting that.
What was it, 2014? They said they first showed it off. So it's just good. They're communicating, which is really important, especially
for Crytek.
Well, and especially also in a day and age where like so many games are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to kind of just like be sneaky if you want to, and
or just avoid questions and just be like, whatever, it'll come out when it comes out.
Personal playstyle aside, I am very impressed as well. It's like you said, it's gorgeous. Style's really cool. The thought process behind the game seems really neat, and I like that they took essentially what I thought were neat features of DayZ, like the proximity, chat, the fact that there is player versus environment going on, and I don't know. I think it's an idea because I mean, really, DayZ and Arma are such like huge, ambitious titles, and a lot of games have come out and like done like light versions of that.
Oh, definitely.
But nothing quite to that scale. So this, at least in what I've gathered from the look of it, looks like it's another player, at least in the DayZ aspect without the survival stuff. So it was still a light version, but it seems more like that than other games in that genre.
And the great thing too about it is that it's already being built off of an established engine, and these guys have been working with only that engine, so they know what they're doing. So in a game like DayZ coming out, it's going to probably work, which is important because one thing that most people know about DayZ standalone is even to this day, they're still trying to get the game to work correctly. And they keep coming up with really crazy, ambitious ideas, but they still don't have the game working 100%. A lot of times zombies will be gone, they'll be back, zombies won't work correctly, but then they add, you can take bark off trees, you can pick rocks out of the dirt, shit like that. Like really cool stuff, making the game way more advanced, but it's just the inconsistencies of if this game's working now or do we have to wait to the next patch.
Right.
We've talked about PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, and one of the big reasons that game's so successful is it came out and it worked, which is great because a lot of these games come out and they're trying to be really ambitious, but the engine is like in-house and they're still trying to make it work, or they're trying to take someone else's engine and make it do that kind of thing to create some kind of survival feel to it. So I feel like this game is just going to work when it comes out, which is going to be good. And yeah, it looks really cool. I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah.
So we're going to be watching the Warframe dev stream, episode 96. You guys might have already seen it already. If you haven't, stick around. We're going to watch the whole thing. And hopefully make this more of a regular thing. I feel like we're all big fans of Warframe, so it'd be cool to keep up with it.
Yeah.
This one's a week old as of recording, right?
I should say the upload date on there. It
the 28th.
Streamed on July 28th,
Yeah. So a little over a week. But yeah, we didn't watch it. And so we're going to watch it. You ready?
Yep.
All right. This is an hour long. Should we skip forward a little bit?
They usually do house cleaning in the beginning, so probably not.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
You might want to skip to where they actually are talking, though.
Just for editing reasons, we're going to skip to, as of right now, 1:31
the
now.
Demo and the surprise of the.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was an awesome day.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
You feeling?
Yep.
It
Ready?
went way better than I think we planned.
Yeah, I know. None of us prepared for that. So.
Yeah, we weren't.
So they announced and they showed off Plains of Eidolon. Well, a little bit, not too long ago.
I do have some housekeeping
At TennoCon, yeah, and we actually reacted to that. So go back and watch that episode if you want to see our opinions on Plains of Eidolon. And I believe we also did Monster Hunter in the same episode.
Although I guess we're gonna spend the whole
Quite a bit of people are
talking
watching,
about
which is
what we
great.
showed.
And
This is a deep
if you
dive
sub from
recap.
that,
We're
thanks for
going
subbing.
into the Plains quite,
But yeah, so they'll probably touch on that a little bit more here, probably.
They said in the description.
Not
that
damn
they are,
Dance
yeah.
All right, so if you're just tuning in, maybe this is your first Warframe dev stream you've ever seen. Maybe it's your 96th, because it is our 96th dev stream. We are going to start with housekeeping. The focus of these streams is to take some of your questions and talk about some, well, this stream is particularly exciting because for months we haven't said a word about the Plains of Eidolon. TennoCon hit, we revealed it, and now basically we're just going to talk about that until
Cool.
you know.
Well, we'll try and.
We'll spice it.
We'll try, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's quite spicy already, but we'll keep the spice flowing in many a way. Housekeeping. We're back. That's my first item. We're back, bitches, with a Z.
Bitches.
We're here. It's good. It's good. It's exciting.
All right.
All right. We also, of course, you guys have missed our 24-hour alerts, but there's one coming today on all platforms. It's going to be a real quick one for you to get that Orokin Reactor blueprint. It happens right after the stream, so stay tuned for that if you're looking for a free Orokin Reactor. All platforms. We also have a Tenno Gen announcement. As you know, we announced round 9 at TennoCon, but we also have a really early announcement up that we want themed Tenno Gen for round 10, which we're going to pick August 31st. If you or someone can make Tenno Gen content and wants to make it part of our Halloween event without being too much on the pumpkin and cat side of things, more on the thematic.
Well, I mean, like
spooky
PAX
kind of
started
things,
here, and then
check
they do
out our
PAX
news
East,
post.
and I believe
PAX fucking everywhere now.
Yeah. So I mean,
Is that not right?
I feel like they'll probably bring them down here at some point. Probably in California though, or New
Anyway,
York if it's easier
check
for
out
them.
the
I don't know where they're
Warframe.com
at.
news and the forums for
They would be
information
close to New
on
York.
Steve.
They're on
not
the
sure
Ontario
what to
side.
do about
Yeah,
his beer.
definitely.
What's wrong with your beer?
I'm not sure what's in this.
I am scared. We're on live stream. What do you mean you're not sure what's in it?
Yeah. Scott wasn't sure either, but here we are.
All right.
It's cold.
We will not be doing a podcast after the stream today. We're going to go through and redo the format of that a little bit to serve you better. So stay tuned for that. Another big announcement is if you're going to PAX West, we will be there this year.
We will be there?
Well, I'll be there. Yeah, you guys will. But maybe you will. Who knows? We are officially going to have our own booth for the first time ever, I think. So
I think that's right. Yes.
So stay tuned for information on that.
Wow, fantastic. Red isn't letting us go.
I know you.
It's crazy how much they've grown.
If you are tuning in and you are sad that you might have missed that Warframe Twitch Prime opportunity, we extended it with Twitch for a whole other month. So
Yes, if
you can
you,
click up there, get your free Frost Prime with Prime with your
attach
exclusive
your
Prime signed
Warframe
in.
account
It now goes
to
till August 24th.
Twitch,
All you have to do is claim
get,
your Warframe prize and link your
I
account.
believe it's
Free Prime.
Frost.
Prime.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Frost Prime?
and I think that's
Really?
it. Oh, we also have a speed running
think I have
charity
2
event
of
starting
those.
today. If you go to
Oh, yeah, I saw
twitch.tv,
this.
yes, if
Yeah.
you go to
Probably get a third one.
twitch.tv/Zopni later on today, our Tenno, our wonderful community, is streaming for Doctors Without
Doctors
Borders.
Without Borders. Oh, that's
So
amazing. I
very,
love that.
very awesome. We are very pleased. Speaking of charity, we also, as you may or may not have heard, raised $150,000 for the Covenant House Toronto. TennoCon did that, which means that was you
Yep.
guys
Thank
that did
you,
that.
guys.
Thank you. We'll, of course, be announcing next year's TennoCon plans at a later date because we got to do it all over again next year. Feels good. All right, we have lots of.
I'm tired already
I know.
for it.
We have lots of assets, lots to talk about
We
today.
should thank everyone for coming out
Yes.
and watching that.
TennoCon.
'Cause it was really amazing.
Yes, it was.
I feel like we need to arrange some kind of Pennsylvania trip. The amount of people that
From Pennsylvania?
Just from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we had a lot of
kind of blew my
Pennsylvania.
mind.
I'd be okay with that.
Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of
Cool.
crazy.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. You could go see
There you
the
go, yeah,
go to a
represent.
Steelers
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Go see the Steelers game?
Steelers game, meet up with some Pennsylvania Tenno.
Yeah, it
What-
was.
Yeah, if you were there at TennoCon, hopefully I got a chance to meet you, and thank you for coming.
Yes.
And if you were watching live from Twitch,
Yeah, I didn't check
thank
what
you
they
for
did.
watching.
Frozen
This time, I
TennoCon was
know
awesome. Can't wait to come back
It
last
might
year.
have been this
Thank
time
you
of
for coming.
TennoCon prior,
Yeah,
but
it
they
was
had
really
People are mad that we're not looking into
like a
that
room
camera,
set up
so
with a
we're
bunch
gonna-
of like
we're gonna-
pictures.
Yeah, right.
If you
No, the
needed
big
a
one
chance
above
to, like,
Helen.
just
This
kinda
one? Oh,
chill
Wait, what one?
and
I'm
go
trying
over
to-
to
Yeah, there you
TV
go.
and
We're
check out
professionals.
a-
Welcome to our
like,
dev
to
streams.
listen
We
to
have
the
so much to do.
soundtrack for
Scott is
Second
looking
Life
into
while
the
you're just
abyss
chilling
and
around
the
the
abyss.
world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It has stared back into his soul. We are going to be doing some more games.
Feels like a Steve Brule thing.
I know.
To be looking at the wrong camera every time. Yep.
Yes.
For your help.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, we really do have a lot to go over today. We're gonna let you actually want to do gameplay today, which is, I think,
Well, I don't want to do gameplay, but I did. I tweeted a few things about work in progress, and I kind of collected all those this morning to kind of talk about the development of
see.
planes, because usually we do this out in the open, but we wanted to really surprise people
Yes.
that came to TennoCon. So usually we kind of do this out in the open. So I have a bunch of that stuff, and
are we just gonna go through it?
We're just jumping into it.
Let's just do it.
Just jumping
do
into
you want to just jump into this?
Well, do you want to do the non-TennoCon deep dive stuff first, or do you want to split it up? Why don't we do our first platinum prize?
Okay.
Well, that was early.
Sounds good. Let's do
Jeez.
the pro.
Sorry, Dean.
Yep.
The plat prize.
Yep.
Crazy. all
Keep
over
on
the
your
place.
toes, Dean.
Yep.
All right, first, so that also means that if you're watching, we do 3 platinum prizes for viewers on Twitch, and a last Oberon Prime Access prize also for a viewer on Twitch.
Want some flea-
Goes
And I
to
think
Seth.
before we start
Free
talking
plat.
about,
Gotta watch
the
their
planes,
streams.
Aren't they during the day?
Do the
Yeah.
black price first because chat will just be
Story of my life.
plotting
They
his
are.
face off right now.
They're giving us platitudes.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, essentially you just have to be
No, I haven't.
logged into Twitch,
Nikosi,
watching
you have
stream,
won
and then
our
their
first
little thing just goes
1,000
through
plat prize of
whoever's
the
logged
stream.
in,
How did they
watching,
claim it? Who
and then
remembers?
Throws the names into a
Message
pool.
our Twitch page with your in-game alias and platform.
You got it. You got it.
It
Another
only
good job.
took me 96 streams
I know.
to learn that.
You did it.
Yep.
All right. So what were you going to say about?
I was going to say that our release date plans for Planes of Eidolon, as with most of our updates, we come out on PC first.
Yes.
Our console team is already working on the planes in terms of performance. We have really interesting technical features that are going to benefit all platforms that are in development. But we're sort of targeting quite early fall, I think, is what we're looking for.
Oh wow,
This is
okay.
not-
That's not that
Our
far.
intention is
No,
not to
that's
drop
crazy.
this at the end of the year, even though you could interpret that maybe
Yeah.
from our date. So
Also know as of recording
hoping
this,
kind of
Hydra just got
September,
reworked too, and I'm
mid-September,
excited
something like that.
to go back and try
we
him
have,
because that was the first
we have
frame
a
I
lot of work to
played
do
coming back to the
still
game
to,
after
finish up
you know,
the
years
kind of systemic gameplay that we're
trying it when it
using
first
for the
came out.
Grenier there, which is very different
They
than
need-
what we
did
usually
they
do.
rework Zephyr?
Scott rather can talk about that as we're kind of going through it.
I think they did.
We have the
Wasn't that
Eidolons,
the
which
last
we
one they
kind
did?
of revealed at the end of this.
I remember Chris talking
in a
about it.
cinematic form.
Yes.
That is also a big departure gameplay-wise for us. So we have a few things we need to finish, as well as making it run on 10-year-old graphics cards, and I'll show some of the tech that's going into that as well.
Right.
10-year-old
So
graphics
just to get
cards,
that over,
goddamn.
over with.
So chat isn't just filled with that?
Yes.
So it isn't just win, win, win,
Need
win,
to upgrade,
win.
guys.
That's what we're
Fucking,
looking
you can get
for.
a
And then, of
card
course,
way more powerful than
immediately,
10-year-old graphics card.
we
Fucking
will be
dirt cheap. For
moving
cheap
that
now,
into
yeah.
console cert as quickly as possible and getting it out to our console players who we love and who just got Harrow.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
just
Chains
got
of Harrow
just
release.
Chains of Harrow for you guys, which
We're
I
new
got-
camera. New camera now.
I got
new
some,
camera.
some very nice tweets from players who were playing Chains of Harrow and enjoying the Rel quest and seeing kind of the weird things that we did with that quest.
Yes, which we'll probably talk about a little more openly once they've had it for a week, so that
That's right.
the spoilers maintain, some spoiler-free access. But trust me, you'll be seeing.
And then I think for Sacrifice and Umbra, which you guys have been waiting maybe a little bit too long for, that is Cinematic Quest, and I think that's going to be something. we'll be
Oh,
working
I think it's
on,
Limbo.
shipping
Limbo
to
did
you
Yeah,
guys.
it was one of
Obviously,
the
as soon as we
ones that I
can,
like that nobody
but,
else likes.
Expect the Planes of Eidolon first.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sweet. Now you brought probably a dozen videos.
I brought way too much stuff.
And you brought
But what- is
pictures,
there
and we also have
anything
gameplay. Yes, there's the Steve package, and then there's all there's the Steve bundle
So
of files.
We're gonna
and-
deep dive on Steve's package.
We're gonna do a deep dive on that. But there's also the bundle of files from Jeff, and also gameplay. And we have an hour, so we got to get through all this. Do
Yep.
you want to start chronologically with what you brought, or do you want to go to Jeff, or do you want to go to Scott? Scott, would you?
I'm just here hanging out.
I'm just here so I
Jeff,
don't get
my
fined.
stuff is kind of like what it looked like in
Sounds dope.
Beer, so I
early
came.
spring and kind of walking through that. Yeah, I think that's a good place to start. You want to start there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Shows progress.
Actually, March is actually this is what it looked like.
People are going to kill you for sharing this
I
stuff.
know.
I know.
The
Our,
entire dev team.
our
You're
dev
going to
te-
see hands
our
come
dev
through the
team-
bush here and just. Oh my God.
you just murdered him.
Good job, Rebecca.
What happened?
That was for you, Scott.
Yes, finally. Yes.
Revenge.
Ew.
What were you doing anyway?
I was trying to attack him with a plant, pretending the devs that made it.
and he just broke it. Well, we can get to the foliage part later.
I even have props now.
I know, go on. Get it drunk. Get the plant drunk.
I think you might be drunk.
I'm not. I'm
Some
not.
serious strength. So this was.
It's fine.
The plant was weak.
It's fine.
Go ahead. Sorry, Steve.
This is. Thank you. Yep. Yep. You good now?
I'm good.
Okay. So this is what the plans look like in March, and we had a meeting. I remember this meeting very well, and we all gathered around to kind of look at the progress, and we thought we need to change the tools and the technology that we currently have to make terrains pretty radically. So yeah, I can just keep walking. I won't spend so long on them. At that point in March, the planes were a whopping is that? I think that says 500 meters. Can you
Oh.
read that?
Yeah.
800. Okay, so we were probably maybe 2 or 3 square kilometers, and what we're ending up with, I think what we'll probably ship is around 9 square kilometers.
Nice.
As you can see, we were trying to build this out of proc pieces like tiles like we used to do. And so, yep, so here we go. And then
This is the cutest little video.
in March, this was the day-night cycle.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird to think of this in March. Like.
Yeah. This was the day-night cycle in March.
They develop really fast.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, where'd he go?
Yeah. Well, I ran out of the zone there, so that was just yeah. Right.
Ship it. Looks great.
Ship
Ship
it.
it looks great. We were actually pretty excited about this in March because up until then we had popping lights, and this is basically 3 light positions that I'm interpolating between. And we also felt that this wasn't going to be good enough, and we had to rethink how we light these large spaces. So the first thing we did in April was we started, the team started working with World Machine. I don't even know if that's a video. Oh, it is. Yeah, look at that.
It sure is.
Wow. I didn't even know this was a video.
Wow.
And so this was,
It got
if
way
you watch
bigger
the
really
lighting carefully, you can see that mostly it's color
There's already a
temperatures
huge
that are
difference.
interpolating, and you don't get a lot of significant changes in shadow direction, and when you do, they kind of pop from one to the other. But this was the beginning.
It'd be so cool, but also so frustrating to
of,
fucking
the
work on
planes in
something like
terms of
this.
A new way of building.
To have to
terrains,
think like
which was
that
using
about the
procedural
shadowing and
generation. I
all
had
that
a question
shit.
on Twitter about that this morning.
Like anyone can think
And
like this, so
where
it should be able to
starts
like actually have to
its
make it
life is,
come to
in
fruition.
This really cool tool called.
Sure, it's also rewarding though when it's done.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah, that's
Is that how worlds are born?
yes, that's the machine that builds worlds. And this was one kind of giant terrain chunk that we were experimenting with. And then I keep going. This was this. This was saying, okay, what can we do to build large stuff? And so what we had to do is take our terrains and slice them into grids and piece them together. You guys remember me sharing this kind of junk? All sorts of seams between them and that sort of stuff. And you can see there's a little bit of that interpolation where we interpolate from one position to noon position light.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and I have my little Grenier thing coming out of the fog.
Uh-oh.
That was when I was getting excited about the size of these things and the feel.
I think this is when it kind of started
Yes.
to get an idea of what the scope.
It started to click.
Like
It started to click.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And then you want to just keep going, Dean. So the first challenge was to say, let's have continuous day-night cycles. And that meant that the sun has to be able to, kind of rise and fall. And so this is derived from kind of a forgotten research paper called ambient aperture lighting. And this is the technique that we're using to light the planes. And the huge benefit of that is you get global soft shadows that are based on any light direction. And it runs on a toaster. And so those are my 2 criteria. Is how can I have a big light source? So although it seems like a small thing, in our engine, we've always been focused on indoor lighting. We've never had this sense of a global sunlight, and now we do. And that was in
Yeah, I mean,
April.
even their maps where we go outside are still kind of
atmospherics.
in a
So I was getting
boxed-in
really excited
area.
around this time when the fog and the sky and the
Grenier ship.
Still weird for me to
Grenier
see
ship
10 out, or
flying
not 10
around
out,
to try to give it
Warframes
a bit of-
fucking
a bit of scale.
out in the open.
Yeah, it's weird.
And this is kind of syncing between the day-night cycle with also changes in atmosphere. I just keep
Lovely
just keep
wind.
running there. This one's hilarious because the sun goes up and then goes back down in the same path. Which
Like it just goes up and down,
Yeah,
like
it
a
does.
bouncy ball?
Yes. But you can see again, so it's the changes in the sky and changes in the atmosphere gradient there.
And we're going to see the sun go right back
And then someone on Twitter asked me, like, is that plausible what's happening? Of course it isn't. The sun does not come up and then set in the opposite direction.
It doesn't?
doesn't go back
Weird.
down in reverse.
I really like the effect on the,
that
the
was another
horizon,
big,
the lighting.
milestone for us.
That's when we took our first astrophysics class to learn.
Yes, exactly.
How
Yes.
planets work.
We had to go back to school for that. We've had foliage for a little while in the game, and of course the Earth Remaster was when we added a ton more foliage. And then, so this one was kind of development of that foliage. You see, I can't run around this tree because the collision's too big. But that was the
Good
first
video.
This one's a very exciting one. So we have, we actually have more graphics programmers than just me working on the project now, and they started working on LED systems. So at distances in open
So funny
world
'cause I
games,
remember
which
watching
we've never had to
early
do
dev streams.
before, but at distance they
And,
turn things into imposters.
there was such
which are
a,
basically
you know, there's
sprites
still
at a
kind of like a
distance. So we
really
had
small
to
team or whatever.
Build these LED systems so to
And I
work
remember one dev
on,
stream they announced that they
you
had
know,
a
hot variety of
partnered
hardware.
with someone. I can't remember.
And
off
so
the
then
top
we
of my
got
head who it
into
is now.
May,
And ever
and
since
this is
that
kind
moment,
of where we started locking down the plane's
that's when
terrain.
stuff like the second
this is
dream
kind
started
of
coming out. You know, it's like
what
all
we
of a
have
sudden,
now.
familiar.
Some
What we have
company
now
came
actually
along
kind
and
of
were
looks like this.
help financially with all this, and they
at
were
this
able
point.
to like hire more people and.
We probably saw the rise, the
We don't really
growing
have
of
any decorative objects. We don't
of
have
the
any trees or
potential of the
rock-
game
a
and,
lot of
and the
rock
community
placed
growing
yet.
and stuff.
We
Probably
don't
was
have
good
any
investment on their
LED
part, but
systems
yeah,
in
there's
play yet.
definitely an increase in
The AI
production
doesn't
since
work,
then.
But you know, this is us in May saying, "Oh my God, TennoCon soon, keep going." There's a lot of water featured in the Eidolon Plains and in the town. So this was adding the new layers about the Fresnel, the internal refraction, the scattering inside, so you can see a bit of the mud particles in there. And this is kind of me showing progressively those additions to water shading. Maybe
fishing the best thing ever.
yeah, you got it. Yeah, well, that's where the fishing joke started.
What's this?
This was one of the sound guys climbing a tree. You can see it's a bit glitchy here because, of course, the vertex animation of the tree is kind of displacing too far.
A little bit.
But
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see this is very early on as well in May when trees started getting placed. Here's when Scott said, "What do you think about getting this working?" I included this, Scott.
So when we see different warframes, is this different developers showing their faction
That's
frame?
right. Yes,
yeah.
yes, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, and Scott
Oh,
did
yes.
this. That's right. Yep.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Is that up to DE?
Yeah, to everybody.
Yep. So that was when we decided that we really wanted to make Arcwing a thing in there. And when was that? That would be May.
Late May, early June.
That's late May. Okay.
Yeah.
This is June now.
And then
Oh my gosh.
one of the things we wanted. So this is starting to look a lot closer to that kind of.
And they work their butts off. It's
warm
crazy.
fall look.
Yeah. The idea wasn't really like, it wasn't even necessarily to convey fall. We were just, the green, it was feeling too healthy of an earth for, you know,
For the story
For the story. And we were thinking, because this was like an ancient fight between sentients and Orokin, and we have the sentient kind of fossils in the ground. We thought maybe the red from the sentients would kind of bleed into the earth and kind of give it that red tint. Was kind of the idea that we kind of wanted to explore with, and I think even Steve just did some quick tint tests.
That's
and
right, yeah.
It started to feel like something kind of a bit more special.
And this is, again, so tonally, this shift really helped, but also it became really exciting to see kind of familiar enemies in an unfamiliar setting like this, where the Grineer patrols are walking through the grass.
Yeah, it's weird.
This is another one that Sergey did for me, which was our volumetric lighting that we're very proud of in the game. Doesn't work over very large distances very well, so he implemented this different kind of.
When this got working,
yeah.
it just
unbelievable.
It was just such a huge quality boost.
And even at night, it looked cool. And what I loved about this video was fighting the Grineer at night was really interesting to see their base become fully alert and start bombing you and see their turrets, you know, aggroing
really
me at
good
night.
looking.
This is, I got my butt
the
kicked
blur
there
effects
because
and
it wasn't fighting back.
The light illumination.
And so that was in June. And so in June, it was kind of feeling really close to TennoCon worthy, and I kind of captured this to check the whole continuous day-night thing, which is a really important part of the effort that the engineers and the artists went through to kind of make this happen. Because it's sort of key to our gameplay as well, where the monsters come out at night.
It's crazy looking at the earlier versions of this and seeing how
We
plain
have
it
a lot
was,
of
and now
questions
like
about how that's going to work. So is now the
how,
time
like,
to
lush
ask you
the
those, or do you want to
foliage
get
and
through
stuff
your
is.
videos
Let me-
first?
Let me just get
Well, even more crazy if
So
you
you
look
can see
at
the
like
continuous
original
cycle there, and
pictures of this game.
almost a continuous
Mhm.
cycle.
It's insanity.
Starting all the way from morning, and then kind of ending.
It's funny too, because when
at
this
night,
game first came out,
where the
it was
icons
really
were
good looking,
shut.
specifically just as a free-to-play game.
So this
It's
is
only
a
gotten better looking.
9 square kilometer space with tons of interesting technical challenges, right up to the ship moment. I think by then we were kind of locked down, and now we're looking at some of the gameplay systems. These are work in progress systems about how the skiffs are going to work that you guys have seen, being able to knock the Grineer off them, and of course he didn't live very long, but you can see what we're trying to do is bring in other systems that you know from Warframe. Here's a beautiful example that Dan put together for me.
So sick.
So, our plan is not necessarily that this guy has. We didn't have the Eidolon walk cycle yet.
yeah.
The old school
So
UI
this
and
is,
stuff.
I forgot all about that.
You can see
It
a
looks
bit
so
of
much
a
better now.
latency on the foot
I mean,
IK
this
there,
looks
but this
like
is a
free-to-play game.
really important thing.
Not
We
back
have
then, though.
Great sizing monsters.
Well, it's
placing
just
their
funny
feet
now
on the
because
train
like,
is
you
actually
look
an
at it
interesting
now,
challenge.
and I've seen
that
it
he's
posted
demonstrating
multiple
here. You
times
can
by
actually see the
different
place a little
people.
much the
Like, they're
Eidolon
like, how's this game
rigidly
free?
standing in the back.
Spoiler
you can
alert:
see here
people
the
spend
scope of the
their
landscape
money on
when
this
you
game
compare
a
it
lot.
to such a giant monster.
Yo.
I think that's.
And then I've got a few other things here. I wanted to show some of these because I think they're so cute.
Yes,
Yep, just whatever you want.
You're showing these. That's awesome.
I just wanted to show some of
It's
this
more than a
stuff.
cupola.
If one of the things that's going to be interesting in Plains of Eidolon is you'll be able to do things and collect resources in ways that aren't just combat and smashing. And one of these is the spear fishing that we demonstrated. So there's a hierarchy of fish, and I just love how.
Fish
It's kind of cool too that they're
how
fleshing out and
crazy these
expanding
look. And we didn't,
the world.
we didn't want to have
Because
just
I mean,
a
so
kind
far
of,
we've had.
thanks, Steve.
We
didn't want to just kind of
this was an
have a
Earth
trout or anything, of course,
and,
because this is Warframe.
at
is
first
set
it was
in
all
this
green
kind
and
of
stuff like
really,
that. And then
really
like,
far
well,
feature.
lore-wise,
where,
this doesn't
things are,
make
of course,
sense.
not
So
what we're familiar with.
Well, they got like the Kubros and
then some more,
a couple other things, but like on that.
speaking to people who are kind of worried about console or worried about their low-end hardware, absolutely our goal is to have this running on a laptop with Intel integrated graphics. So here's an example of hierarchical LOD, which we've never had in Warframe before, which is going to pay off huge benefits, not only for landscape, but future endeavors. On the left, you can see 111,000 triangles, 22 draw calls because of all the materials being merged down for a distant proxy that's really damn close for literally, what is that? That is, 1,600 triangles and one draw call. So we're really, really pushing hard for you guys that have played this game for years, that have come up to me at PAX and said, I really appreciate how good the game looks on maybe my laptop that isn't as good, or my older PC. Right. So we're definitely putting a lot of effort into that. If you want to just go through these other ones real quick, looking at generating LEDs for the train causes gaps, so we have to do hole filling, kind of like how Horizon Dawn does that. And keep going there. There's taking that really complex terrain that you're seeing, and as it gets further and further away,
references other
the
games
triangles are reduced. So
when it comes
there's a lot
to
of LED
graphical
systems
things.
in there.
Well, it's funny because even when Uncharted 4 came out, I remember him tweeting that he really liked the lighting, and he was like, I think I'm
and then
going
I
to steal
think
it.
just show this briefly.
So,
Obviously, what we're doing
If you're gonna steal anything
with
graphically from
Plains of
somebody,
Eidolon
Naughty Dog's a good place to
is
start.
adding a new aspect to Warframe, a really interesting kind of a type of gameplay and exploration, size of monsters and a size of space that we've never added before. So of course, our hope is this is just the beginning of kind of going to different planets and exploring this further. So we also have a smaller team.
That's what I was kind of
who are
hoping, is
kind of
each planet will
working
have
forward,
an open area.
and looking for the next thing.
That'd be
So
cool.
this won't be a one-off for us, and hopefully you guys love it, and that will give us the justification to keep going.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
it. Very cool. So
You,
there you
you
go.
got paid by the word there. You just
3.
made a killing.
Well,
that was awesome.
It was very rapid development to get to Telegon.
Yes, and it was so worth it because now.
Absolutely. Yep.
Right. So just with that in
he
perspective,
said
we
a
should go
lot.
platinum as you chug your beer. 1,000 platinum. This is the making it through.
Yes, this is your payment for listening to me.
Yes. And yeah, so and then you're also going to hop over there a little bit and
I super
live,
appreciate it about DE
now
as
that
well,
that's all
as
together,
because
unless you
they
don't
do
want
this,
to.
this bi-weekly.
around and stuff.
Sure. But we also have lots
dev
of questions
stream,
and assets. So
they're
the
in constant
prize winner
communication,
will first
and
be decided
when they do
by
bring out
our energy
features
here.
and the community
By the
like
power of
really
the internet.
kind of like, whoa, they go, okay.
Is it gonna be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like crafting a game that people want to play.
We have a winner.
Oh, it is.
And yeah, I do
Dark
love that they
Ray
that they
9.
openly have these
877?
dev streams and talk
got
about the
yourself-
production,
Is
what
that
they're
lead
doing.
speak or something?
It's really cool.
I don't know. No, I think it's 97.
Okay.
You have 1,000 platinum. Message our Twitch page and tell us which platform and which alias you have on that platform so we can hook you up with your prize. So the day-night cycle. So we know that the night cycle harbors the Eidolons, the big scaries, and the day is anyone can go. How is this going to be real time? How is it going to work for new players booting up Warframe because they saw this demo and they want to go to the Plains of Eidolon? What's our plan for that? And is it possible that when this
We are still actively talking about
Sure.
this.
Yeah.
We had a big fight this morning, but
Yeah, this is a big open problem, right? Because we
Yes.
are trying to cater to new players and old players, and we want to have them in kind of the same space, but we also don't want to lock off portions of it to new players.
Right.
So we're discussing it, but I think we're leaning towards it's all real time, it's synced
Okay.
between players.
So if the update ships and it's night on Earth, new players got to wait about 4 hours to get in there, give or take.
Well, we're not sure if it's the 4 hours. Or not.
Okay, I see.
The actual cycle time is something that's up for debate.
Okay.
Yep.
And can players manipulate it, or is it shared and it's consistent?
Right.
These are open questions that we're still solving.
Yeah. There's also like they're prototyping right now like preparation work for fighting Eidolons and stuff,
Right.
and that's also going to kind of dictate, I think, how long these cycles
Right.
kind of are. So a lot of it's still up in the air as far as figuring that out.
things we are committed to are, this is very early on in the progression. It'll be on Earth and it'll be very quick to get to. So if you are new to Warframe and you're excited for this particular feature, we're not going to lock this off very deep in the game. It's going to be extremely, extremely early. But
That being said, it's something that you revisit many, many times over
Yes.
the course of your
Yep.
life in Warframe.
That being said, nighttime is definitely going to be for people like our founders, who helped us get to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really fun for new players that are in Cetus to be standing around and then nights falling and
Suddenly
all the high-level Warframe
Yeah.
start showing up
Yeah.
because they're here to play the night cycle.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And they see like the end game.
It's kind of a neat
players,
idea.
and I think that's going to be really interesting for them to see
The
that.
coming
And
of
keep
the,
a persistent world,
of
but
the
change
elite.
difficulty depending on.
All right. Our next question comes
the
from, that was from
cycle, so.
Vargris. Our next question comes from Atto Kitsune. Will we be able to swim? I know that we have Sharkwing, but if we can relax with activities like fishing, surely swimming wouldn't be impossible.
I think I've only
Maybe
done
scavenging in the
Sharkwing like
bottom
once or
of river
twice.
and lakes.
You're just really heavy and you
I was
just
going to
walk.
say, yeah, you swim like Iron Man.
Iron Man swimming, bubbles, walk on the bottom.
Yeah.
Currently, there's no swimming.
Currently, there is no swimming. It's just yeah.
There was an early prototype of Sharkwing caves underneath that I saw. For 1.0, I don't think we're going to be able to get that in with the rest of the things we want to do. But I think that would be really interesting to explore.
Yes.
If not for this set, I think future sets, because we have kind of the whole solar system to consider with this. Yep.
All right. We'll take a brief break from the Plains of Eidolon to take a word from our polearm animator sponsors.
We have
Jeff,
commercials
polearm.
now?
That segue.
A brief sponsor from the polearm community.
This one, so it's been requested a lot for more polearm stances. So
There's lots of TennoCon requests.
yeah, lots of
actually.
them.
Yes.
So we got started on one right away. This is Geok. He kind of got going on. This one's actually pretty far
So
along.
this was
so-
started after TennoCon?
Yeah.
He said 20 days.
Yep.
He's a miracle man.
So I think I
And
paused
they
half
do,
the
like I said, they work fast. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
I
really
think we were
surprising how
walking
quick
in,
they can get
someone
shit
showing
done.
you, "Jeff,
They were.
We're literally going in
Yeah,
the
This is
show.
true.
before
This is not
the show even
Yep.
started.
Which I think this
So-
actually works because of the crafted weapon system coming.
Yeah, one of the weapon
Yes.
types
Is
is
polearm.
also
We should
polearm,
absolutely hop on the PC to go visit Hawk's Anvil to talk a little bit about that. Because that, well, you don't have to do it. You can do it right now if you want, but
Let me just refresh myself here.
all right.
I saw a question for the fan weapon. The fan weapon is like it's something that we're slowly picking away at, just because of I think I've said it
Pouring that
before.
beer
but
like an asshole.
New weapon grip type just has a lot of.
Just a lot.
There's a deep content.
He likes an ever-growing content
Yes.
pit.
Yeah,
Fucking
so
maybe.
It's just something that we kind of chip away at.
That's a good point.
No one look at that.
Okay.
Good.
We also had an art panel. So if you guys don't
That
know,
was
when we
awful.
didn't make it to TennoCon on YouTube, we uploaded our sound panel, art panel, comic panel, and on the art panel, we showed some new Grineer enemy types.
Okay.
One of them being, you can't unsee this, so
Okay.
get
All
ready.
right.
All right.
What
Mommy!
is-
Damn.
No.
He's got growth on his head.
When breeding goes wrong.
Yep.
Those
Wow.
fucking weird
Explain
ass
this.
gloves.
Clothing goes wrong?
He's a new.
Oh, they are
type of
gloves. I thought those
movement
were
for
his
Grineer.
hands.
I think there hasn't been really a lot of talk about like kind of.
Remember we showed the bag.
We showed
one
the
dev
bag,
stream.
the Diapos bag. So
Yeah.
It's
these
like
guys
skin.
are.
That thing's
I think
disgusting.
They're really in planes and piles.
Yeah,
The
that's
idea
a
is
word
that they
for
can
it.
Burst from the ground.
Yep.
So like you'll be walking, like minding your business, fishing, and all of a sudden you could step over one of these and they'd pop out.
Potentially, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, potentially. So this is this
That's
is
what
something
they
that we're
could be.
going to kind of slowly introduce to the game as we kind of keep progressing those new gameplay areas.
Sickening.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, he's
Ugh.
gross.
He's gross and awesome.
That gut.
Sickening.
It's like Sargus, right?
Oh.
Some issues.
It's a failed Sargus rec.
Do you want to go through Eidolon a bit, and then I'll come over and adjust day
Do
night?
it.
Day night
It's all you. Please be my guest.
No,
No, it's all you.
They've heard enough from me.
I've had
today.
enough pressure with gameplay since I'm
Oh,
doing
come on.
Pressure, though.
Now there's still
There's
no
no
way.
pressure. This is no
No,
pressure
you go.
now.
It's all you today, Steve. You're the gameplay lord.
No.
Well, now we can't just.
You can't drink and drive.
I know. Oh. I don't know. I think you should.
Go over and make some weapons.
No, you go.
Yep.
You go.
Please.
You should be the one to go.
No. I don't know how to do it.
Yes, you do. Go. Sorry, this is an awkward moment. Please go to.
Sunday streams. It's the return of
Exactly.
Sunday streams.
Exactly. We got to get you. We will take a quick question while Steve gets set up over there. We have a question about. Oh, right. So their food asks: is Stalker mode, which was debuted at TennoCon, intended to be used on a wide scale in game, or was it just for fun for Tenno? Back to dev stream.
That is something that is work in progress. We're
Did
trying
you hear
to
about that?
decide what we're doing with
So
it.
TennoCon,
The one
they,
thing that we
they let
know is that people
someone
want,
play
if we
as the
do do it,
stalker
they
with
want
the
to
stalker's
opt
moveset
in,
and go into
don't put it in
people's
PvE, so we are going to respect
as the stalker.
Yeah, Daryl definitely said
really?
he
Yeah.
would opt in
Yeah.
for that.
So
people really like it. So
It's true.
do you need
that
my
might
assistance, sir?
get introduced. It sounds
The
like.
problem is, do you
It's
really
like
know
Dark
if
Souls.
it's a stalker or not?
Yeah, maybe it's been us.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, me neither. But I mean, if you're playing with a group of
People
people, I
don't
guess
know
you have a
what
better
stalker
chance. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What is it?
what
Kinda
we
hate the
did
idea of
was we had
griefing.
people build their skills and compete all day. Who was the best parkour?
Yeah, that's something they'd have to work on because I guess
And at the
one of the
end,
examples
we
that
let them
happened
invade a
was
real mission
someone.
as the stalker.
It was during a rescue mission,
So they killed some
and instead
random
of
dude.
They killed some random
player
Actually, I think they
who was
did the
playing the
mission.
stalker, you know,
No, they killed the
attacking,
excavator and stuff.
the
That's
players
very funny.
ran
And then we
straight
did
to
it
the
on
rescue
prime time
player
as
and
well.
killed
So
him.
if you missed that prime time,
yeah, and that would be really fucking annoying.
So yeah, that'd be something they'd
Mike's
have
still controlling
to
it?
take into consideration.
Oh, the camera's off right now.
Not even the same game anymore.
no one's saying stuff.
There's a chance to see in here.
Our mics are off, right?
The textures look very nice and sharp.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the board will love that.
It was like ricotta's.
But like, you know, wooden toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, like, if that was what they're trying to be.
Yeah, I think the kid has a scar on it as well.
Oh, why the meat, Jeff?
Get the answer for that. Are our mics on, Dean? Awesome. Oh, we can talk.
Yeah, let's say stuff.
Say stuff.
Why the meat?
Why the meat?
Because everything in Warframe is food-based.
Exactly, it's a food-based
That's,
game.
we take all our inspiration from food products.
I think he just had to pour himself.
Lasagna wall.
Lasagna wall is the best.
He did it
I
for himself
like
for
meat
that film.
mattress.
Meat mattress was always good.
So,
bounce pad.
right, so when we were doing the demo at TennoCon, this is sort of where we started off when we were walking and I was using a controller. You should use a controller, Steve. Jeez, you're like a hummingbird.
He's not a hummingbird though.
Oh, he's going this way.
Oh,
Don't go that way.
He's going rogue. So CETUS is the Ostron organization. The Ostrons are this colony, and you're going rogue.
I am. Well, I mean, they've already seen that.
I know, you guys-
I've already seen your very disciplined,
I know.
pristine play.
Don't die, Steve. Don't
Don't
die.
die, Steve. Don't
It is
die.
cool to
oh,
see.
there it comes. Oh, you missed the meat mattress.
A little more
There's the blood
I
spray.
guess
Bounce on it.
interactive,
Jump on
less
it.
Bounce on it.
Don't jump. Doesn't have collision. Don't
I
do
know.
it.
planned demonstration.
Trust.
I really wanted to put a full-on bounce pad in
I
there.
think it's funny too because you can tell
yes.
he's a programmer because he'll stop and he's like looking at stuff.
There's a little teaser we released.
There is? Oh, that was the teaser,
That
right?
was a teaser.
Yes.
I think I just kind of put it here. For
The
some
day
reason,
nights.
I thought people would guess that it was about day-night cycle, but
Everyone thought Hydroid
I
Price.
really
And were they wrong? They were kind of right. But
They weren't that wrong.
They
but
were
that
wrong.
Yeah.
Ships and stuff. Looks like we got some light map breakage here. I have to talk to Gary about that. Whoa. Big.
If you paint a picture, cook food, and fucking you're showing people,
People are
let them
daring you to
taste it,
die.
you're gonna be fucking.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh
do it.
god, I could have probably put less salt, more salt.
He's
You
fishing.
catch anything? It's right there.
Worst fisher in the solar system. Yes, and this one thing that people picked up on is, does that mean Orkin structures are made of meat?
I guess it does.
That's not airplane mode.
That's
Sure
Scott.
isn't.
I'm going off the path here. I'm gonna check out some stuff.
You go check out some stuff.
Oh,
I
he's
gotta
going on.
fix
He's
later.
going rogue, guys. What do we
Off
do?
the path here. It's interesting.
Do any of them have
These
like?
are.
Is there a black market underneath one of them?
There is a bit of stuff like that.
Oh my.
The art team's
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're all sweaty.
They have a different version of this that's even better.
Guy's running around because I remember when I first saw when we watched the presentation of this.
Go to the.
Yeah, like obviously they were showing it off or whatever, but I was like, is there actually stuff
be a
actually
cool,
made over those hills, or
companion
like, you know, is
justice
this just the
How would
first area
they
they worked on?
How would that guy hover around you though?
I don't know. It's
Perch on your shoulder? Or
Yeah, like
Give him
this.
robo wings.
Falconry. Think about the falconry.
Give the bird a jetpack.
the mocap.
What?
I love how his feathers are even kind of animated in the wind and
It's
stuff.
Yeah.
It's like really cool.
Do we
details.
get bird?
Do we get
asks
bird?
Chat.
We'll have to
Well,
figure.
you
We'll have to
can
figure that
I
out.
would love,
If you
I
stop
would love
it,
if we could get birds.
His
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out how to
love
do that.
listening to him because they'll be sitting there
You
like
gotta buy some infested
the stuff
maggots
they
for
made.
Ew,
fishing.
those
And they're
things are
just sitting there like,
disgusting,
oh,
by the
so
way.
cool.
Those are actually.
Like,
Are they
No, they're
nice?
into their project. Yeah, that's
The
really
idea is
important.
that so the Orokin structures are made from flesh,
Yes.
and as they process it, these things are kind of birthed from it.
Ew!
I know it's gross.
She'll love that.
Wall
Gross
babies?
ideas.
This is.
I don't like it.
This guy's.
No, Scott and I are having that in wall baby.
If you're into fishing, this guy will be the guy you're gonna talk
Is that what
to.
the man in the wall means?
Nope.
All right, what do you. Crunch! Oh, I guess.
This is something that,
Oh,
that I'm
this is
really
what-
interested
well,
in,
your face is covering. Oh,
but
there you
I'm
go.
wondering how it's going to affect the game.
Crunch is the only.
Crunch is the one, eh?
Crunching.
Because with this, you make a weapon, right? Yeah, I mean, like,
Crunch and
That's-
Cicala.
I don't know how that's going to affect
Crunch and
things.
Cicala, match made in heaven.
Really?
And then.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, crunch it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows crunches.
I don't know. I kind of like the this guy.
What's that, Miwan?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That looks,
Soft.
that's kind of more my.
It's very Rambo.
It is very Rambo.
That's
Or just,
Rambo.
just that.
Monster Hunter weapon right there.
Yeah.
Crunch it.
So this whole like
Everyone's
area
loving the
reminds me
crunch.
of Monster Hunter.
Oh, just because of the name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crunch.
That's the sound it makes when it hits people.
Seriously, it's onomatopoeia that
Oh,
weapon.
that's actually pretty cool.
That's cool. That's what we use for fishing, isn't it? Kind of.
Very similar. A little bit longer.
So this is a rapier? You can poke people to death with that?
Of course.
Oh
Look
my
at this. Look
God.
at this. Look at this.
Pokety.
So you can switch it. And no, so basically the way this works is this is, as you guys saw in the Plains of Eidolon demo, maybe not, maybe you're just tuning in. This is sort of making your own weapon.
Oh, I like this a lot.
And you guys have
Such a
big
weird
plans
like
with this.
style to it too.
Exciting plans, fun plans. Name them. Name your weapon. Crunch Master.
Crunch Master.
Crunch Master.
Crunch your face.
Yeah, so do we want to talk about details of this
So
stuff,
people
or-
are asking what the ornaments do, and they're not actually ornaments, they're balances or
Mhm.
links, is what they're called right now. And these affect basically the weight of the weapon.
Yeah, you can see actually
The stats, for example.
what's happening. They kind of create effects, special, stats.
Every question, how does this work for mastery? That is the only question players have about this.
Yep, that's a very good question. Do we want to talk about that, Scott?
Do it, Scott. You haven't said much today.
Go ahead.
Chug a beer.
I'm gonna make
Chug a
some.
beer?
Oh, this one looks.
That's
pretty
That's
cool.
my favorite slice. Yeah. So how does mastery work? Mastery works with the tips. The different tips will give you mastery as you master the different ends. So the mastery is tied to the different ends of the weapons. So crunch.
That makes
would
sense.
be something you could
Let's say if it was
master.
per piece, then you'd be in some fucking mastery out of this.
Currently, we're working on the system to allow you to kind of try a lot of variation for cheap. So you can try out a bunch of different weapon styles and weapon combinations to find the one you like. And then once you've kind of figured out the weapon that you like, you'll be able to invest heavier into it and deeper into it and make it more and make it a better quality.
And make it a master's level where
Okay.
you gain mastery.
Yeah, so you don't. Yeah, so basically
Yep.
you have
You
the
build
entry level
baby
ones that you
versions,
can
and then if
pick
you
and
like
tear
it, you
apart
can
as much as you want.
Yep.
Commit to one.
Commit to one
for the
resources to
mastery.
make it better.
But you can
create a better
yeah.
version of it
Yeah.
and then use that for mastery.
But that doesn't. That's not a single path choice.
But they
You
just
could
said
use
is
them
like
all
they
if
want to
you
make
had
it
the resources
accessible.
to do
So
so
it's like
eventually.
But
make
Yes.
like basic
there's
versions
basically
of all
one
these
per
things.
tip.
And
Yeah.
if you find something you like,
Crunch
then you
with
can
every
invest
handle
into
is not
that
going to
make
give you
it better.
mastery for every
Okay.
handle type.
No.
It's crunch and only crunch.
And
That is the life lesson
And to
today.
be able to get that kind of that mastery generating one requires
A deeper.
a deeper commitment, and it requires helping the Ostrons themselves.
Like the people of Cetus will be.
So they have a standing, and anything that you do for them out in the plains will reflect positively on their impression.
Any activity inside of
Yep.
Cetus will
Yeah.
boost your standing.
If they want a big, fine fish and you bring it to them, standing goes up.
And you will be able to craft dual as well.
Dual.
Yeah, dual weapons.
Oh yeah.
Like-
So I could do double crunch.
You could go double
My
crunch.
God.
Double crunch. Fantastic. This guy's been very busy here. He's almost done this.
Yeah. Poor guy.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
This guy's not.
Don't step on it though, Steven.
He's
Yeah.
kind of
That
lazy.
guy had too much of your beer.
Yeah,
You poured him.
Too lazy here.
People are going to feel bad for the guy drawing on the floor.
I
'cause
know. He's never. He's like.
We should make it so that he kind of like
He moves
spawns
around.
randomly
Spawns in
at
different
the
spots,
end
Just,
We just move him around and
it's like the Greek
reveal it.
tragedy that he has to just roll the rock back up every day.
The containers.
Sisyphus?
People walk over it and he gives you like
Those
the-
one
We
thing
do
was
have one
kinda,
question.
like,
So right
trying to
now, you know,
find,
for the
like,
TennoCon demo,
familiarity, though,
we
like,
had our
some of
fellow
those
Tenno in the
stuff
town
was
with
like-
us. Right
they were,
now,
like,
Steve's by himself in there, and Sasso Duck asks
I
if
love,
they will
you know, all
be able
the
to
new,
hide
obviously, but
other players in Cetus. I
there
don't
has to be
want
some old in there,
cons.
too.
I
Some
don't want
kind of
quest giving
continuity
NPCs to be
between
surrounded by warframes like
everything
Barrow
else,
is,
yeah.
ruining the immersion of the market. So right now, when you see Barrow on Barrow Day, it's a posse. So is there
Yeah,
anything
because
we're
this
going
does
to
feel
do?
very different.
Yeah,
It almost
I think
feels
we
like a
do
different
this
game.
A little bit for Barrow and Darvo, we have a radius where we start masking out people, which
Right.
is one of the tools.
It might not be aggressive enough.
It might not be aggressive enough, but it is one of the tools that we're going to use.
I think it's when you're more interacting with them that we do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you're approaching
approach,
them,
you see them all.
it's still a cluster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
I did have some tweets about that, and I agree. I think there might be some options there.
But I think part of the warframes, why we even populated the demo with warframes is this is a place that has
Yes.
warframes in it.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And they're part of the world. So I don't think it ruins the immersion.
No, I think
He's talking about having the flood.
the flood.
right in
It's
front
just
of
yeah. Personal space is.
The NPC just pushes people back.
No quests for you.
This guy's
yeah.
like crunch.
Exactly. Yeah, give every NPC a crunch and it's done.
Stun crunch.
So this is.
What about your operator? Can you walk around as your operator in Cetus?
No, you cannot. But there is a reserved section for them.
Oh.
So TBD. for the details, but there absolutely is someone who is kind of the mentor for hunting eidolons elsewhere in the town.
Operator party. No parents allowed.
So this is sort of an interesting technical challenge, which is actually I was kind of expecting worse hitches, so we made that even better since we demoed it. In that time,
You're gonna get debug text, by the way.
What?
You're gonna get debug text.
Oh, I don't mind.
Okay.
In that time,
whoa!
I think
He's gone into bird mode. If we had a bird,
I'm kind of being a fool here, but in that time we started unloading this stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
It looks
That's pretty
like
common
only
in
the lighting has been
AAA
unloaded so
development, though.
far. Let's really commit here.
What?
The stuff you're not looking at, not being loaded.
Oh,
We will be flat later.
So
Stay
the
tuned.
further away he got, it
Calm
started.
yourselves.
He was showing off that
Of
it was
course, Menchie is on his holiday right now, so
things for performance
if
reasons.
this is broken,
He's doing it again now.
There you go.
So you can see
You wiped out the
how we're trying to fit this into memory on whatever low or high end PC that you have. Is we're using these gates and that sort of thing to hide these transitions for you and your squad.
I know. In fact, when they were talking
over, right over there.
He's not even taking off.
It looks so good on PS4. And
Terrible
they said,
affinity for that.
They essentially,
You can't have it
used
as a companion.
180-degree view, rendered.
So
everything
one of the
else
big
that
questions I
wasn't
saw
actually there.
is
Makes sense. That game's
How many
fucking
players
gorgeous.
are
I was
here?
really surprised it looked like that on
And,
PS4. But
for better or for
that
worse,
always
I think
takes me
some
back
people are
to
divided on
Rage
This
when
is
that
still,
technology was even created.
Squad play.
Yes.
So Cetus is a 50-player per instance experience. But when you come out here with your squad, it is you and your squad mates.
So a lot of people have wondered if I'm public and I go out by myself, if someone else from Cetus walks out, will they join mine because I'm on public matchmaking, or do you always need to invite someone to join you?
If you're public and you're like that, there's a chance that we'll have that done in time, yes.
Cool. So
our goals with this are not to turn Warframe into something like Guild Wars.
Nope.
We have very kind of different type of gameplay and different constraints. So for 1.0, early fall is going to be squad.
Right.
This isn't turned into kind of World of Warcraft, right? It's just, this is a very large exploratory space. That's the major leap here in
Yeah,
my
I
opinion.
think they're going for like a MMO feel.
Yes, people in chat seem to totally agree.
So I just want to make sure they understand that it's not,
Yeah.
we're not going to be,
Will Arcwings be changed to a
You wanna
button
make sure
instead of a
people
gear-based
understand
deployment?
things like
So
No
you do
Man's
have one on
Sky?
you now, Steve, if you want to do that. But,
cool.
Right. So what is the plan
Even
with
though
this?
they were clear about a lot of those
I know it
things,
came
and
in
people
kinda
just didn't
hot.
do their fucking
It worked
research.
amazingly, and it looks
But it
kick-ass,
did lie,
feels kick-ass.
Not about most of the things.
Currently, it's a little bit TBD as we get the combat kind of working.
Yeah, at some point I'd like to revisit it and see what the hell they've done.
On exactly
Well,
how
we've done quite a
often we
bit,
want players to be able to jump in.
Yeah, I just
and
want
out
to
of
jump in,
the Darkwing.
see.
Obviously,
like if it
we don't want
feels
players'
like more
first
of a-
reaction to be.
It felt like a complete game, but I mean like a
to every combat situation.
Just
It's
stuff
just
to
jump
do.
Darkwing.
Bigger
and
potential
expand the
game.
abilities
Yes.
because- But we want them to be able to use it for mobility and for maybe the initial attack,
Right.
or
I
as
think it's so
maybe like
smart.
an escape route.
Right.
Because I know, I
But
think it was Chris,
the
one of
in
his
and out,
first
we
questions
want
was
players
when
to-
you get mounts. You know.
to be
Well, we were all
seen as
talking
some
about it.
time,
Yeah, we were
some
saying
throttling.
mounts would be cool if
So
they added them. We started
currently it's a gear
speculating
menu
about it,
item
but
just
then
to facilitate
before they
us
showed
looking
it,
on
actually, it was
and
just
making
like
it easier.
you went
Maybe
to
eventually it
Arcwings,
is
and
a
then literally the day I was
up,
like,
down,
oh shit,
button press,
because it just made
configure
more sense. It's
the
already
menu is
implemented
also
in the
getting very
game,
crowded.
so
there's
Well,
a
the
few
flying
different
around
options that we're
on
kind
normal
of looking
maps
at,
is
but
implemented as well with
it's
13.
definitely work in
Yeah.
progress, and as we get more of the
yeah.
combat
So I mean,
working,
it's already in the engine, so
harder
it makes
decisions,
sense that they would
but
do it.
Right. Sounds fair to me. We did have a lot of that. I think this is really something that's given, Arcwing believers a new lease on life as they feel like it's part of the the movement here. And
I've always
Yeah,
thought
we made a
Arcwing was
webcomic
cool. It
legit.
just didn't
I
seem
know.
like it was
That was the best.
fully realized.
We let you use your primary
I'm
just
glad
to
they haven't
retcon
abandoned that, and I think it's cool they're doing this because it's giving it some
It's true.
validity.
One thing to say about that is, as the design
To actually
team
be
has
leveling
been
it and
working
working
on
on
the
it.
greener enemies out here and adding more diversity, some of the cool things, I don't know if we're going to be able to show it today, but the Grineer call in reinforcements more actively, and they're going to be more intelligent about the type of reinforcements they bring in. So if you do jump to Arcwing, they have the ability to call in skiffs and call in anti-air stuff to kind of force you back out of Arcwing.
It is awesome. There's a couple in. Oh, are we going to night?
Am I gonna be able to do that?
No, I'm just kind of messing
I don't
around,
want to.
just kind of show everyone how everything is, fluid and
This
and
is the
dynamic.
line on the E3 stage where you say we're giving the players the power to control the sun. This is a tool. This is where the ultimate power fantasy comes into play, and you can control the sun in Warframe. In Warframe, anything is possible.
What game can you do that in?
I wonder if you.
Is it
There
Wildlands?
was some Grineer wrecking me earlier when I was running.
There's
through
some
this.
shooter
Very,
I
very
was playing a little bit
smart
ago. The
implementation of
fucking
Yeah, I was kind of
you
going
hit
to
a
move
button
away
and change
from
it.
that,
Oh no,
that
it's
camp
Steep.
from the demo, just to kind of show you
Which is
how obviously we're
Yeah, it's
fleshing
Steep. You
out.
hit a button and
There's
change
a very
what
large
size up.
area for us to flesh out,
Which
but
I think is really
that's
weird.
exactly what
But
we're
the
doing.
game's also emphasizing that you're taking pictures and
It's funny, every
videos
time you load it up, you
Yeah.
kind
and
of
stuff,
go to
so it makes
different
sense to
areas
be
of
able
When
to
you might
change the
want
lighting.
to
different
go
pockets
down a
and
certain slope
different
too,
little
with the
caves,
sun in a
different
certain
little
direction.
Groups of Grineer that are patrolling.
That game's all
The
about
team
freedom
has done
though.
an
That game's
amazing
not
job,
about
and
structure.
we're very excited. So every dev stream from now on is just going to be us having fun with it while we're streaming.
I've spent hours just rolling
Yeah.
this landscape before the AI were even put in. It's just, if that kind of gameplay appeals to you, this is really, really
Uh-oh.
interesting.
Look out.
Yeah. I just put it on an accelerated cycle
okay.
there, just for fun.
Oh wow.
Yes, so actually, speaking of night, Aeon wants to know if when night fell and we saw this giant enemy, how is it going to be faced? Is it going to have weak points like Lephantis, which is my favorite boss in Warframe, or is it going to happen vulnerability phases? Are we going to have brute force this boss? And there you go. And will melee ribbons work on the new melee weapons in Cetus? So we have two questions from Aeon. The first about the boss design for the Eidolons, which I don't know. I think we'll show that on a future dev stream.
Yeah, it's in active development right now.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of trying to figure out the best
Oh,
course
that's
of
cool.
action for that. There is definitely going to be progression worked into them, like a progression state worked into the.
Steve and I wondered what we should show of that today, and we don't think it's quite ready, but it is quite impressive to see it walking around and attacking and seeing the Grineer attack it. So
Yeah, so
but
stay
not
tuned.
yet.
Next dev stream perhaps down the road. And then, of course, will melee ribbons work on the Cetus? That's a very, very...
That's a good question. I don't think we've kind of opened that up yet. Melee ribbons are obviously specific, so we'd have to create a few new ones.
You could do them just for tips.
And I think that's probably would be the solution, is they would be for a specific part.
Right. So the crunch ribbon market, we should just
Crunch.
make a separate crunch ribbon trading chat.
Yep.
Crunch for the crunch god.
What have I discovered here?
What have you discovered here? What the hell is this?
The Grineer are digging up some stuff.
Ew.
So of course the story here is the Eidolons are kind of some kind of. I think we talked a little bit about this in TotalCon anyway,
barely.
right?
I don't know if we did.
Go
about
for
this.
it,
I don't know if we
though.
did.
About this, are we talking about this yet?
We what's the state of the
This
Eidolons?
this
Like in what-
landscape is this kind of technologically enclosed battlefield from long ago when a sentient attacked the tower. There's the tower way over there, Cetus Tower way over there, and of course the Orokin destroyed it, and its body and all of the crazy
think it's funny that even
space
they don't
magic that are part of
stay
what makes a
consistent with if
sentient
it's
is
Orokin
kind of
or Orokin.
landed into this landscape and infused it. So that's why at night things are not just the Grineer. There's an oddity to this landscape.
Oh, that's so cool. Look at the moon.
And the Eidolons will feel different in context as well. Kind of the high level idea behind them is.
Actually, look at the
during
moon.
that
He doesn't
great-
even-
that
He didn't
battle
press
that
split
happened in the
second,
past.
yeah.
That these Eidolons are kind of they were seriously damaged in that fight. The one that we showed in the cinematic, some people don't see he was carrying a tree. So the idea is that you'll see kind of a tell with these designs that they lost a piece of their form, and now their energy is kind of unstable, and they're just kind of wandering around confused,
That's kind of mean.
trying to find their lost piece.
The missing piece.
Yeah, so it's they're not necessarily like they're misunderstood.
Oh, so we should kill them.
So you should-
Just like the
yeah,
birds.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not like we're not borrowing heavily from Miyazaki at all.
Not at
It's
all.
Totally,
Yeah, they
totally
did that in the
idea.
original
Yeah.
demo too. It was right in front of him. Yeah, and I was like,
Eidolons were
well, that's
not.
weird.
Okay. We
Guess it makes sense.
we're gonna do another plat prize now. I lost the Dean. That time was so handy, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
Because it's 3. It's already 3. We've already done an hour. I cannot.
That's not coming out of
15
you or
minutes
anything like
probably.
that.
Yeah.
But yes, we'll do 1,000 platinum now, and then we'll end the stream with an Oberon Prime Access pack. But I just want to make sure that we get some questions from chat as well.
Plat.
Yes, that's a
it's
great
coming.
question.
Yep,
Yeah.
plat, yep. It's very odd that nothing is spawning right now.
It's all right.
I feel like Steve's jumping around from camera.
Well,
again,
Steve's
hacking it.
We're showing you how the sausage is made, right? Like it's.
Yeah.
This
The winner
is
is
all work in
ZX
progress stuff.
ZX Andero.
Zandero?
Zandero, probably. You've won 1,000 platinum. Message our Twitch page and let us know what platform you're on and your alias on that platform so we can hook you up. You did it. Now, we do still have one more prize. Steve, do you want to come back and join us, or do you want to do one final send-off? You should catch a fish, because I had to catch one on live gameplay, so you should also have to catch one.
Oh, really?
I did it my first shot, so I feel
Well,
like...
that was the first. That was like your your weak spot. The
Yes.
whole
Just for the
week leading up to.
Yes.
No, that was.
To the point where we're like, let's make it a
Let's
cheat.
make- yeah.
So no matter where she throws it, it's catches.
Steve, why don't you catch a fish?
But we didn't. We didn't cheat.
We didn't cheat.
No.
It was all
Yeah.
legit skill.
Steve's just in his own
Well,
world.
I just wanted to show people like the kind of
I don't know, I think...
the landscape and show them kind of more.
Too busy
Chat,
analyzing
should
everything.
Steve have to catch a fish?
No, show more stuff.
Let's see what chat says. Fish prime, rigged. It was not rigged. Woo.
I was right.
Yes, all caps. Yes, catch fish. Steve, this is the most enthused text.
Man.
Oh man.
Wait, do you have a fishing setup on you?
This is my very TennoCon demo account.
Oh, so you have the cheating
See if I
fishing.
can bring in.
It's not
bring
cheat.
here.
Get
Okay.
Scott. Fishing for life, fish. All right. Fish for the fish god.
Let me go back to your spot because I
Catch
think that's the
hydro
lucky
prime.
spot.
Yeah. Catch a. That's actually how we're gonna make Hydroid. No.
Bag ass map.
You gotta fish the bottom,
Yeah.
hydrate prime onto the bottom of the lake.
Yeah. There's even fish Twitch emotes for you to.
Fish twitch.
Oh.
There's some
You're
stuff
caught
spawning
in
there.
an aura. All right.
Oh, are they going to be shooting at me the whole time I'm
No,
fishing?
you're far enough away. All right.
Fish from there. Fish on the island.
Fish, yeah, do island fish. You'll catch chocolate.
Really?
Jeez.
I don't know. Whoa! That is game physics.
Yeah.
There it is.
That'll be fun.
That was awesome.
You think from here?
You have to get
No, you
nice,
tell me.
Get nice and close.
I want to do night fishing because I know there's different types at night.
Again, the power fantasy is that you can control. You have to get way closer. Oh no, you're good.
Oh man, this is.
You're screwed.
Can't see
You
anything.
can't see at night, Steve. What are you playing at here?
You haven't brought any bacon.
This is not rehearsed.
Oh.
What do you see? Oh.
I don't know if you're.
Oh, you're just shooting.
You see that one?
Okay, so I got
You're-
in one
no,
shot.
seriously,
Steve's
there's
Steve's
one
at
there.
2. 1, 2.
There's one there. They're faster at night. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, you just missed one. You just missed one.
3.
Oh,
All
you
right,
got
third
it.
shot.
Ugly.
3.
It's another Goopala. Ugh,
Getting the Goopalas.
man.
Chop them up for bait.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so come back over. We'll say
Okay,
we'll
yes,
give away
absolutely.
a Oberon
Yes.
Prime Access
All right.
pack, which is very exciting. So if you've been watching, waiting for the grand prize of the stream, Oberon Prime Access. Steve's making his way back.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right.
Welcome back. People are very happy you caught the Goopala. All right. We got a lot. And actually, so we're going to do this prize, and then we're going to leave you guys with something before we end today's stream. You know that we ended TennoCon with sort of the first look into the sacrifice. We want to bring you a trailer for a new chapter of some of the oldest pieces of Warframe lore. We've worked with someone who has made one of Warframe's most
Popular. Yep. Sort of trailer, fan trailer. Yep.
But it's really quite something.
Yep.
The winner is best name ever 16 underscore.
All right.
You have won an Oberon Prime Access. Tell us what platform
The
you're on,
name has,
and we'll hook you up after the show.
Proven them
Need your
right
alias. So
today.
we're just really excited to be working with someone to bring you what we think is the next chapter in Warframe.
You guys know about this? Do you know what I'm talking about this?
I know nothing.
It's going to be so awesome. So take a look. We'll see you guys. Thank you so much for
Okay,
watching.
thanks for watching. Thanks for coming
Thanks
to
for coming
TennoCon.
out
It was
too as
amazing
well.
to meet you. And
thanks for tuning in.
Can't wait to see you next year.
And
Yeah, I'm already nervous
Yes,
about
I
next
know.
year.
Thank you.
And thank you for your interest in the Eidolon Plains.
We love you, Tenno.
Yep.
Thank you for supporting
Can't wait for you guys
Warframe.
to play it.
You got us this far. We
Yep.
love you guys. Thanks,
Okay.
DE. Thanks, Tenno.
Yep.
Hunger for knowledge consumes us. Ignorance drives us inexorably forward, festering in the mind like an angry sore.
Remind me why we're slogging through this infested Orokin trash heap?
It's not a trash heap. This stuff's been around since before the Old War. Who knows what we'll find? Orokin artifacts, Orokin weapons.
Orokin trash.
Where's your sense of adventure?
We find a way to get one of those fancy chairs to the orbiters, I'll get excited.
What if we find something that nobody's discovered in ages?
Victory favors the prepared, though foresight may only carry one so far.
You're not here for artifacts, are you?
What the hell is this?
I don't know.
Synchronous with our frail mortal limits.
Think that's a no.
I think they did say it was fan-made.
A void portal? Working? Here?
Let's go.
What? Are you crazy? There's no telling where this goes.
Yeah, and what if those freaks have more friends?
At least we'll know what we're dealing with. What if we can't come back? It's a stupid idea.
Yet some secrets were made to be hidden. Dire reasons indeed.
Are you alright?
Yeah. What were those things?
Warframes, but wrong? That doesn't make any sense. They were...
Wait, what is that?
Able to change our worlds in an instant. I am sure you have many questions, Tenno. It is finally time. Come.
Who are you?
We are the Old Hand, keepers of a bygone age. Ours is the solemn duty to safeguard this system from an ancient evil which would bring all things to ruin. Insidious, damning. It would devour all, sweeping our feeble worlds away in its blackened depths. Yet, how tired we have become in our sleepless vigil. Should you truly seek our dire charge, return to where all things began, where the Orokin began their ill-fated conquest, where, like shadows, you and your kin crawled from your tombs of gold and glass.
Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I think you guys just trolled a lot of people. You just trolled a lot of people.
The chat is going.
Welcome,
Oh.
welcome to the Warframe community, everyone.
Okay, well.
We'll see you around.
Yep. Yep. Thanks. And wow, that one topped the other one.
What one?
The first one, the Thresh Gone.
Oh, right.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I got a plant made a comeback. Yeah. All right, takeaways. They can produce a lot of shit really quickly.
Very quickly. It's impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how far they came. That made me even more excited for Plains of Eidolon, just because they showed off more of it in a more dynamic way of actually him just foamy, drunkenly running around in every direction. I really appreciated that just because it seemed less, in fact, it wasn't at all scripted. So that's pretty much all they covered, aside from we got the information about mastery on the
They're still Eidolon related though. They were just kind of tidying up any questions people might have had from TennoCon, which is great.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird because usually they cover a lot of different topics, and it was just one long, topic. So.
Well, that's what I was expecting too. I was expecting multiple things, but it was literally just that. Aside from there's some animations that look like for some kind of spear. What was that? A stance, or was that a new weapon?
It was a weapon that I guess they had people at TennoCon ask for more spears. More spear type weapons.
I want more spears too.
And so when they got back, they just started working on one.
Any last words on that?
I'm looking forward to fall to try it out. I'm gonna have a lot of catch up to do anyways.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
We don't play consistently. We kind of like play, crack out, get a bunch of the content knocked out, and then stop, play other stuff, let the game kind of build up more, and then come back to it, which is great because it allows us to actually be able to like dive in and like do a lot instead of like wait for each and every patch to come out. So
it's kind of like you could wait for like a show every episode every week, or you can just binge watch the whole thing, and I kind of like doing that.
Definitely
So
not binge like.
Plus, we are all super avid gamers, and specifically me, you, and Josh for sure, like playing
way too many things.
Everything that comes out constantly. I'm really bad about it. I'll buy something fucking out of nowhere and play it for 5 minutes. So it's hard for me to dedicate time to one game.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to rein that in right now because I still have this pile of games from the beginning of this year that I'm like, I need to get through. And then I got the expansion for Final Fantasy 14 that I need to beat, and just so much stuff right now. It's crazy.
Before this year ends, which sounds horrible, I need to beat Nier because at the end of this year, we'll be talking about our games of the year. And I know that one's going to make it pretty high on my list, so I need to beat it. Because, and I mean, that's high praise already because I haven't even beaten the fucking game. And I think it's probably one of the best games of the year. But yeah, I'm in the same fucking boat. I have so many games I got to play.
Yeah, I want to try to get that one knocked out. And I also want to try to get Persona 5 knocked out. Which
I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that because I put about 5 hours into that game. I'm still in the beginning.
I don't know.
Although it's really cool, I'm not a huge JRPG guy.
I literally hear nothing but good things about it. So,
and I know I haven't even scratched the surface of the game because all the videos I watch is like more characters, more shit going on than I've even seen yet. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm like hours into the game. I'm still learning mechanics of the game. So I got to get past that part.
For the yawning, it's almost 3 a.m. So.
Yeah, and we're actually filming this the morning before it comes out. So, I mean, I still got to edit this shit too.
Yeah.
We're doing this way last minute, as we've already talked about before. Scheduling, all that shit. It's weird. So, we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Oh, nothing. I was just going to say, as far as Planes of Eidolon goes, super excited.
Yeah.
But I can wait for it too. So, I mean, take your time to polish it, get it ready to go.
No, I can definitely wait. I want it, but at the same time, I want it to be good. Mm-hmm. So I want them to finish it, and I know they will, because D's never released something that was like half baked. So.
No, they're super okay with being like, we had to push back. So.
And they talk with people constantly, so you know what's happening. You're not like, where the fuck did that thing go? Yep. But yeah, let us know in the comments. What do you think about the dev stream? Are you excited for anything that you saw in it? Is there anything that we might not know about that you want us to talk about with Warframe, or anything at all? And if you don't play Warframe, does that look cool? You should definitely be playing it. It's probably, in my opinion, the best free-to-play game out there.
Definitely that slow burn too, though, because in the last maybe 2 years, the game's getting a lot of attention all of a sudden.
Yeah, and it deserves
crazy.
It
totally.
It was already fun, and it just gets better constantly.
Yeah, the community's just growing.
Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, let us know in the comments anything that's on your mind with this episode with Warframe Doesn't Matter. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Tasteless Gaming. Check out the streams on the channel. If you missed them, they're uploaded. And yeah, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
Until the next episode, which will be next Tuesday for Taste Tuesday, have a good weekend, guys, and take it easy.